Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Do. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. And scene.
Is that it?
Really?
Really? That's our theme tune? That's our theme tune. Okay, hello and welcome to the Button Mash podcast. That's going to be part of the course, I think, around here. So I am John, aka Meroka, and I'm joined today by Michael. And I've still got wrong people in my notes. You guys have not updated the people in the notes. I'm joined by Michael, who did our theme tune just there. Jonny and Suneil.
Yep. Hello, everyone.
So hi. So this is going to be the Button Mash podcast. We're going to try and do this on a weekly basis. I think we're aiming for somewhere around an hour to 2 hours each week. Depends on what you guys feel like doing.
We'll see how we go.
Okay.
Shannon approves.
And we're just going to talk mostly about video games and probably a lot about not video games. We'll just see how it goes. We're just going to talk about things. Often of a video game bent.
Well, there's a theme, but it doesn't necessarily mean we're going to stick to it.
Absolutely.
Especially the intro.
So, without further ado, what have we been playing this week? Let's talk about things that we've been playing. So, who wants to go first? Who wants to tell us about their gaming experiences for the week?
Ooh, me.
Yeah, okay.
Don't all rush.
Michael. All at once, everyone. 1, 2. Michael.
Michael.
Ah, yes, of course. This week, I have been playing a spectacular game that is Football Manager.
That's not something I don't think anyone else amongst our crew is going to be able to relate to on any great depth, but tell us about your football managing experiences this week. Are you head of the league?
No.
What's your favourite player? Team? More like.
Favourite theme?
Player
And team.
Oh, team. Yeah, I'm currently Leeds in the game.
Okay.
Local choice, yeah. Should be Bradford.
I'm 17 in the championship at the moment, and I've just got a vote of confidence from my board, so I'm going to be fired soon.
Jonny should relate to that.
How many nets have you made?
What's your stats, bro?
My stats are, there.
GG.
But, yeah, I've also been playing Lego Star Wars on the PS3 this week.
Ooh, Lego Star Wars. That's been a long time since I played that, but yeah, that's certainly a game.
I'm in a retro
Original
mood.
trilogy or Clone Wars?
It's the whole thing.
They did a Clone
the
Wars one?
entire-
I didn't know that.
No, there's a Clone Wars special game, isn't there, for it?
Alright.
This
That's
is
the only movie I haven't seen, so it wouldn't mean much to me, I suppose, but I didn't know they'd done that.
Everyone's raving about the film. I haven't seen it. Should plan on watching it soon.
Yeah, if you're going to miss a Star Wars
episode
film.
7, is it now? Is that the one that they're doing now?
Episode 7 out in December.
I meant Lego, the film. The Star Wars Lego. No, not Star Wars film. The Lego film. That's all.
Gets there in the end.
That's all I know. Lego.
The Lego film. I have seen that now, actually. That's a very good film.
Just bought it on 3D to see if the Lego bricks try and hit you in the face.
And did they?
Oh yeah, I haven't actually gone out and watching it in 3D.
Right. Fair enough. Need to watch it with the Oculus Rift. Can actually
That would be
Yeah.
amazing.
I wonder if they're going to do that. Surely they will do that. They'd have to, surely.
Filming
Make a Lego game in Oculus Rift.
Oh, right,
Yeah, you would have thought so. It's got the appeal. People would buy it.
It'd be a surreal world to be in, though, in a first-person, you're actually there kind of view, because it's, Lego.
Yeah, they've done a make of the Zelda, the original Zelda.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that looks a bit.
With the Lego though, you're talking like giant Lego bricks, like as you're in a good size to them, or is it just like real life Lego bricks where you're just using virtual small Lego blocks to make things?
So it's like you're building a Lego set just with small bricks.
So it's
exactly the same as real life, but just in virtual reality.
So we're either talking about a virtual Lego set or we're talking about Minecraft here.
One of the two.
One of the two.
No, just
Well,
Okay,
imagine
it's been done then.
It'd be best if it was just like normal Lego. It's not like Minecraft at all. It's just normal Lego.
You
That's
just
the
imagine
future.
you just have a
Just
You
portable
don't
imagine
even have to
bucket of
follow the
Lego.
instructions.
Just imagine it though. People with the helmet on going, everything is awesome.
Yes, that's the only song, and it plays on loop the entire time you're playing the game.
Yeah. You have to choose between real life or digital Oculus Rift. I got this X-Wing fighter Lego, a limited edition, real life. Oh, Oculus Rift then.
All right.
It'd be funny if you got lag as well. It's like, damn it, I want to put that brick down.
I can't play with my Lego. I'm getting lag.
What would you build if you had that? If you had the option to play virtual Lego?
Spaceship.
Tower.
I'm with the spaceship guy. Should build a spaceship.
Why do I get a feeling though that YouTube's just going to be filled with giant virtual penises?
Well, yes.
Because that's how the internet works.
Although, to be fair, everyone kind of got bored of that reasonably quickly in Minecraft. You don't see them too often anymore, so...
It's the first thing people do though, isn't it? So the
First thing
first few
everyone
weeks
does.
are just going to be full of them.
Yeah. You get about 2 weeks, month or so of penises, and then everyone's like, okay, bored of penises.
They've got
It should be on the box. Please don't buy till 2 or 3 weeks down the line if you don't want to be offended.
they've got actual exploding penises in the game.
What?
Exploding
game are we
penises.
talking-
Because,
Which game are we talking about? You've been playing some
I think
Japanese
Minecraft.
visual
Minecraft.
novels or something.
Minecraft, the silhouette, if you're looking at during the distance, it looks like a penis.
An exploding
Creeper.
penis. Oh, the
Yeah.
creeper, right, I see. Side on, yes. Green exploding penises.
Best
I will
kind of
never look at
penis.
them the same way again.
It
Is
is
that
a
a
bit
game
of a
title to come
thing
out in
in it.
2016?
So what else have people been playing?
Well, I'm done, so if anyone wants to jump in.
Who's
I've
next?
got a note under your name that says That Awful Goat Game.
Oh, you mean Goat Simulator?
That is not awful. It's amazing.
Well, that was going to be a divisive one. I know, I'm with you. I'm in Camp Awful, to be honest.
But you get to be a giraffe as well, and now a penguin. You can be
Oh,
a penguin.
You
this
can
changes
be
everything.
anything really, because they're doing like the Steam Workshop.
Oh dear.
You can be a
That
giraffe.
can
Some
only
person's
end well.
like made Shrek,
Wait,
but it's
what?
like a mesh, like a skin just placed over the goat. It's like a Shrek face with a goat body.
Shrek
like
is
the
life.
thought of-
Shrek is life.
Oh god. No.
Get Shrek.
It's all ogre now.
To be honest, they covered the costs of making the game in the first 10 minutes when they released it, so
I
it's
know.
definitely popular. They're up to 1 million now, I think, downloads or something.
Well,
And
that
they've
was the
started
appeal of
publishing
me
as
playing
well.
it. I wanted to be a goat for a day, but
Wasn't there going to be like an influx of like all simulator games? I haven't seen another. Well, there's been a few.
There's a lot of really disastrous parodies that are just like, how low can we go? I mean, I've seen rock and tree simulators.
Yeah,
I have heard of but not tried Smoking Simulator.
oh, that's cool.
And I don't
you're
know.
wearing a leather jacket. Were you a greaser?
It just seems like there's a influx of people just tacking simulator onto the end of things, and it's just it's like your surgeon simulator. It's just heading straight down to the bottom of the pile.
I played the quick scope simulator, just making fun out of the COD community.
Oh right, I've not heard of that one. How's that?
Basically, just it's just the weapon on the screen and just like spliced like JPEG images of the map and just he's basically turn around in a circle and shoot as many
Is
people
that
as
it?
possible.
That's how I play first game shoots.
Just spin on the spot shooting.
Yeah,
Just who needs defense?
it's like
Or
simulating the 360 door scope.
Right.
You just press the button. And shoot.
Well, if you're no scoping, it shouldn't be quick scope simulator. It should be no scope simulator.
Yeah,
Maybe that's the next incarnation
that-
of the
You
game.
don't,
That's
you
the
don't
DLC.
scope in. You just shoot, and the character looks like it's scoping in slightly, so it appears to be quick scoping.
Right.
If you pre-ordered it as well, you get the extra add-on of 360 no scope.
Oh wow.
Actually have to turn 360 and then shoot the target, and that's how you get the points.
Would you like to add another 360 to your 360?
1080.
720, a 1080 no scope.
Do 2 spins? Are you crazy?
And suddenly this is turning into Tony Hawk's no scope.
That should have been a move in Tony Hawk's, the 360 no scope.
360 no scope.
Would you have seen a film with Tony Hawk just riding on a skateboard with a machine gun, taking out terrorists?
Yes, I would.
He's in Expendables 4.
Is it? Everyone was in Expendables 4.
Yeah, kick flips into a terrorist.
Well, it's
and then-
Expendables 3 at the minute, but... 4.
You could do the legless bit from Lord of the Rings where he slides down a rail just shooting.
He
on
slides
a
down like
skateboard.
some stairs on the Tony Hawk, the peripheral, that shit peripheral that you got from the previous game.
What, the ride thing?
The
I saw when I was out. I was in game with Suresh a couple of weeks back, and they had it on sale for like £5 in second hand. I was like,
Suresh
really
is another
tempted to get
person at
that.
Button Mash
Button
knows
Mash.
who want to
Yes,
know.
hopefully fans should know a few of who the people are that's here. But yes, Suresh is one of the crew. He'll be in future shows, no doubt. Yeah.
Could you rig that board up to a completely different game and put it in like a new mashup kind of thing? Just see what they can play with the board.
That's very tempting. I might go back and grab that now.
Yeah, you gotta play like
Remember the,
Broforce, but with the Tony Hawk's skateboard.
it's like platformer.
Well, I
Remember
Flip
that?
to shoot.
Yeah, that was the idea with your move controller with the what was it? Unicorn game. What was it called?
Robot Unicorn Attack.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Instead,
strap
just
it to the head.
Tilt it upwards to do like a dash or.
I was thinking
the
up to jump and down to dash would make.
Oh yeah,
some
down to
kind of
dash,
sense.
then up to.
We
jump.
totally would have to make a little head thing, so they had to actually strap it to their head and be a unicorn while playing as a unicorn.
That could work. I wanted to put it on a rocking horse, to be honest.
That would have been
that'd
tremendous,
work.
but it was.
Well, yeah,
cost
so we could
way
have got
too
one at
much.
cheap.
We're going to start a Kickstarter, guys, just to get a rocking horse so we can do this.
You can just buy one of cheap plastic ones from that is like Mother Care or something that sell them. Whatever.
Motherfucker.
I got the go to
Your
Charles Toy
finest-
Shop.
Your
There
finest
used to be
rocking
one
horse.
in Bradford where you could buy all the old school kid toys and stuff like rocking horses and shit. But I don't know if it's still there.
What if we connected it
Discovery.
up to a buckaroo?
A giant buckaroo, not
Giant buckaroo. Oh, can we make one of those? How viable is that?
Should we
How do
just
they
buy a
work?
horse?
Well, we could just get a donkey and just put stuff on him and see how tolerant he is.
Just do it with real animals. Just get a collection of animals, and for science, we're going to tolerate how many things we can pile on each animal.
Yeah, I
Just buy a
can't see any-
Shetland pony because that's like small enough to get in the place and it won't be too bad.
What
I can't see the
Stack
RSPCA
Cat
complaining.
thing? That game you just stack stuff randomly on your cat.
The game that you
Animals.
stack stuff randomly on your cats.
In real life or virtual?
Real life, yeah.
I was gonna say, well, there is a subreddit I'm subscribed to called Pet Stacking, which is
Yeah,
just
that's it.
putting
Pet stacking.
it's just putting items on pets. There's not that many pictures on there, but they're all very entertaining. You get some people who are a bit next level, and it's like, Jesus Christ, they're just balancing this tower of things on the top of their dog's head, and the dog's just like, what are you doing to me?
But how disciplined is the dog though when you see those massive
Yeah.
ones? That's taken training.
And now, a word from our sponsors in the RSPCA.
It's perfectly fine. No animals were harmed in the stacking of these beers on top of the dog.
Until the Jenga fell over.
Until the dog
gonna get-
moved.
Gonna get sued.
Suit.
The playhouse used to have a cat.
Used to. That's the word.
Used to, until we stacked things on it. Disclaimer, we did not stack things on it.
If the playhouse cat has gone missing, it's got nothing to do with us.
Has it been seen since we last played Jenga in there?
Maybe.
I'm sure it made an appearance in an armchair at some point.
And we didn't have to clean the Jenga set, so it definitely didn't get squished.
Just seeing a cat
Grim.
eyeball roll past the bar.
Oh.
Nearly squished the guy playing it, but not the cat.
That's okay. We have insurance for them. Or someone.
Not
Wink,
for cats.
Wink.
Everyone wink. Everyone wink. We have insurance. Wink.
Anyway, animals aside, what else? Who's been playing things?
Recently purchased the HD version of Wind Waker finally for the Wii U. Got a few different tweaks, a few different missions in, but it looks absolutely amazing in the cell shaded graphics. Better than, to be honest, a lot better than it was, even though it was great when it first came out.
So how do you do HD cell shading then?
Yeah, how do you improve it?
Yeah.
You'll have to ask Nintendo about that, but they seem to have done it some way or another.
It seems like the sort of graphics that wouldn't get older or better with age or anything. It's like you can't really do it. It's just kind of going to be the same forever.
It mainly just looks cleaner and brighter, so I think it's a lot smoother. The smoothed out all the cell shading a lot more.
Fair enough.
Still got a derp face though.
Oh yeah, the face is hilarious as well. I mean, you can actually take selfies on it. I was like, really? This is taking stupid selfies, and you can make Link look like he's constipated. Every shot I've taken, it's like it's a happy place, but he looks like he needs the toilet really badly.
Well, is that a mechanic they've implemented but didn't tell you about?
I was just randomly messing around with the camera you get, because you get a camera which you can do a few missions with. Not a lot. It mainly is just for taking random photographs and posting to random people, because as you're sailing around, there's little green bottles called tingle bottles, and you can put posts into them, throw them into the sea, and then because on the Wii U the community is connected, people can see them by picking them up as little floating green bottles and stuff, which is pretty neat.
Is Message in a Bottle playing in the background?
If it wasn't licensed, I would do. So, but anyway, is it not more selfie in a bottle that way then?
Yeah, a lot of, in fact, I say 90% of the ones I've picked up in the game have been selfies in bottles. They're just selfies of Link doing stupid stuff.
Could we start that as a trend? Just go and buy a load of plastic bottles and just fill them full of selfies and throw them out to sea, and just have people go, "What the hell is this?" at some point in the future.
We're nowhere near an ocean, but
dude.
We've got Ogden water up by us. You can just throw them in reservoir. People get them through the tap.
I
feel like we'd be on a public offence charge.
Just do selfies in the horse mask. We just send loads of horse pictures out.
What's this monstrosity?
Do the gnome plan.
Half man, half horse.
Best thing is you put like the button mash Facebook and stuff on the bottom, and just saying, if you find this, please post on this site and see how many people find them in different countries.
Viral marketing effort through selfies in a bottle. I like it. Let's do it.
Shall we tie the bottles to balloons and just release them into the atmosphere?
When it comes back down, smashes someone across the head.
We could put them in the Bradford Mirror Pond. They won't go very far, but people might get them sooner.
Well, when it's a sunny day, they'll all find them, because it's like a bath, isn't it, on a sunny day?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
I can just see them opening it and going, "Wait a minute, there's no alcohol."
Disappointed.
This isn't booze.
Make your complaints to this this website.
So that it? Any more games?
Well, the cold drop then.
Who's next?
I'll be playing not a lot of games this week, but mainly Crypt of the Necrodancer, which I'm terrible at.
I don't think many people are good at, but it's a bloody good game.
Yeah, you've actually tried it with the dance mat, though. That'd be quite cool to try out.
I tried it with the dance mat at PAX when they had the really expensive ones that are really nice, and the ones that I have noticed that a lot of the big YouTube channels, they did just send them free sets. I know Jesse Cox and Total Biscuit both were like, "Oh yeah, they sent us a free dance mat." I'm like, curse you! I want those dance mats. They're really nice. Yeah, I tried it with that. I think on dance mat there's actually slightly easier. I think they give you extra weapons and stuff. So,
do you remember when we used the dance mat on co-op?
On co-op? On
co-op. Next.
Yeah, that's the one.
Co-op. Oh,
well,
right.
We used co-op, wasn't it? Yes, we got two people to control one character on co-op. That was interesting. Yes.
It was a fiasco, really.
It was also a fiasco. It was an interesting fiasco.
Extremely difficult fiasco.
And it was impossible. I think.
Yeah. What was the furthest person got at the? It was like 1 meter.
I thought.
Oh no! Someone got like 10.
I thought someone got like 6 meters, but it was like a really lucky falling on her face kind of 6 meters.
I think there was a power slide. Yeah.
It was as Buzz Lightyear described it, falling just with style and a bit further.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the knack to quap is just
Shimmy.
get to some kind of angle where it doesn't class you as having lost, but you can just sort of drag your body along the floor.
Like shuffle.
Yeah,
Shuffle.
It's kind of like when you're on Happy Wheels and you die, but your heart keeps going.
I've never actually played Happy Wheels, actually.
Have you not?
No.
No, you're missing out, dude.
I've heard terrible things about it.
It's just a flash game, really. You can't.
Played Hot Wheels.
I know. It's one of those ones that's notorious for being horrifying. I mean, I did play Winnie the Pooh's Home Run Derby.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
What?
It's impossible. It's goddamn impossible. You can't play that. It's one of these games that's intended to be played by like 5-year-olds, and there's just like grown adults who played games all their lives are just like, I can't do this. This is impossible.
I'd like to make a petition to start Winnie the Pooh Happy Wheels. Just imagine it, Winnie the Pooh running face first into a sword.
Yep.
Not scoring it all for
Crypto
children.
I'm sure
Necrodancer.
Disney would approve of that. Is Winnie the Pooh Disney? Is Disney, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Right.
Isn't.
Everything is Disney these days. What is not Disney?
Oh, it's Penguin. There's a book
I'm pretty sure Disney own everything by now.
on Google.
It's either Disney or Google. One of the two.
They will join.
Anyway, yes, Crypto Necrodancer, because I've been playing a bunch of that.
Yeah. Well, what have you had any trouble with the bosses? Because I'm like completely puzzled with the bosses.
Which bosses?
I'm
I'm getting the hang of a lot of it, so...
Yeah, it's basically the the deep blue, the chess boss.
the chess boss.
Yeah.
Make sure you know chess moves. If you know how to play chess, you know how to do that boss. You know where they're going to attack. Pawns attack diagonally, so don't stand diagonally.
I know
to a
the
pawn.
attack patterns,
Yeah.
but it's just it's like you have to prioritize which one attack. Like if you go into one of them.
Have you tried getting one of
the wrong
those?
move forward, like this, so it's
Have you tried getting one of those supercomputers that plays chess?
get it to
Don't-
play the game for me.
Get Deep Blue to take on Crypto the Necrodancer.
And
That would be
make a
interesting.
tremendous online video.
Yep, I should just play a Chess 2, the sequel, and practice on that.
Oh,
Move along to Necrodancer.
Yeah, the Deep Blue or whatever it's called for the chess one. It's just prioritize anything that's
Yep.
With pawns, prioritize anything that's getting towards the other side of the board, because then they're going to become queens and then they're going to become nasty.
Yeah, exactly.
And anything else, don't get into its attack pattern.
Yeah. I find it mostly difficult when you have you have a single space weapon, just like with the dagger.
Oh, if you've got the dagger, it's obviously considerably tougher.
Yeah.
Dagger makes everything hardcore, but it's your default. If you can get anything else, you're sorted. I mean, my best runs I've had against the chess is like bow, because you just like bam, 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 shoot them all in the
That's
face.
weird. I haven't got to the board at all, not even once yet.
Really?
I've played it says 24 hours, but I was idle for one of them, so around about
Right.
15.
I got the blood bow once running hardcore mode. Dang, that's a good weapon, because it heals you and it's got 3 space range. You can kill everything really easily with it, and if you do ever take any damage, you can heal.
There's 2 types of bows though. I've seen in the
Bow and a
shop.
crossbow.
Bow and crossbow.
The crossbow has even more range, but fires 3 times and then needs to be reloaded before you can use it again. And I did the first time I beat level 2 was with a obsidian crossbow as well, actually, but that was before they changed it. The crossbows used to reload automatically. You used to just wait a beat and it automatically reloaded. Now you have to manually reload the crossbow, otherwise it just works like a dagger once it's out.
Yeah.
You just sort of beat them upside the head with a crossbow, I
I've
guess.
still got to experience the crossbow on the bow. I'm just really unlucky with it. I haven't completed one hardcore run yet.
I've not completed, but I've been doing Bard a lot. I've had a lot more success with Bard.
Is that the character that you can choose when to move?
Yeah, it's like there's no beats for
What?
Bard. Yeah, the enemies only move when you do. Which
So
makes
there's no time limit at all.
There's no
to
time
what-
limit. When the song runs out, it just starts playing again. and you've got all the time in the world to just think about what you're doing. It's completely cheaty mode. It really is. It's so cheaty, but I like it because I'm a big cheat, I guess.
We at Button Mash do not endorse cheating.
I totally endorse cheating. My views do not reflect those of my employer.
How many of those characters are playable then? Just 2?
There are, for some reason, by default, Bard is playable. Yeah, Cadence is obviously a standard character. Bard is unlocked by default for
There's the
whatever
Aria
reason.
as well.
And Aria is available. I don't know how you unlock her, and I thought it was for finishing the game. It's not for finishing the game, because I finished the game. I think it might be for beating hardcore mode.
Alright. How do you unlock Bard then? I thought you had to complete hardcore with Bard.
No, Bard, as soon as they added Bard to the game, it was just like, Bard's here, everyone can play it. That's it.
Okay, I need to check on that, because it was locked last time I checked.
Well, I was able to play it the day they added it, and I was still like stuck on level 2 at that point.
Probably have an early version of what I don't know. Probably best to
We've also
find
established that John encourages cheating, so maybe he cheated to get it.
There probably is a way to cheat to get Aria as well. You could probably go into the game files and just go, unlock Aria, and I'll probably do that. Which I'd be tempted to do. Because I'm a big cheat.
I've actually downloaded got the soundtrack to the game as well, which is awesome.
I haven't purchased it, but it is awesome. That is like the main selling point for the game. It's the same guy who did the soundtrack for Super Meat Boy as well, and it's amazing. Everyone plays the game, is like, this is a good game, this is an amazing soundtrack, is just what everyone says when they start playing it.
Yeah, you can't really underestimate the importance of a good soundtrack in a game.
So you want to speedruns then?
Sorry?
John?
Oh, as in the hardcore mode. Yeah, I finished the 3 levels. I haven't done it with Cadence, so I do need to do level 3 with Cadence, because I cheated to finish level 3, essentially, because I used Bard. I spent weeks bashing my head against level 3 with Cadence, and I was just like, in the end, it's like, Bard's really easy. I bet I can do it with Bard. And it was trivial. It was really trivial with the Bard.
Yep.
I mean, there's one... actually, even on... There was a great bit on hardcore mode where I managed to get myself trapped in a little horizontal corridor with a red dragon in the process of charging up its flame attack, with me just stuck halfway down the corridor, and I was on Bard. I was, on Cadence it would just be like, you're toasted, you're dead, thanks, bye, thanks for playing. With Bard I just stopped, I was like, now how do I get out of this? And I just spent like 30 seconds pondering over all of my options. I was like, the dragon ain't gonna do anything until I do anything, so I can just stop and think about the best course of action. As it turned out, eating cheese was the best course of action.
Oh, right, it does like 3 damage, isn't it?
Well, the dragon did a bunch of damage, but I healed at the exact same time the dragon did the damage.
Yeah, so in the game.
Yeah, they kind of cancelled each other out to a great extent, and I then just walked out and took care of it the normal way.
Yeah, I've only just recently found out that the monkey negates the damage from the dragon. So you just
really? What?
You just get the monkey to jump on you if it's one close by, and it just takes the brunt of it.
Have we gone into Donkey Kong?
Donkey Kong.
No, there are monkeys in the game. They jump on your face and just hug you, and you can't move until
there is a Kong boss in here.
Actually, that's true. Yes, there is a
Donkey Kong boss.
It's Donkey Konga.
Konga here.
Which is also slightly stepping on Nintendo trademarks, because that's actually a game.
Yeah.
That was the game with the bongos.
It references Edmund Macmillan with the Cat o' Nine Tails from Isaac.
Is that an Isaac thing? Oh, right. Oh, I had no idea.
I think a few other items do, but I can't think of them.
It wouldn't surprise me.
She's cool. I like stuff like that.
Yeah, references are always cool. I mean, I have played Binding of Isaac, but not nearly enough to know like all the items inside out. I played it. I was like, okay, this is mildly entertaining and a bit hit and miss depending on what you get. You get better or less progress. I never finished it, but enough to get the gist.
Just generally, like in any game, with references to other games. There's a notch reference in Borderlands as well that me and Jonny normally. It's like a Borderlands section where you fight like massive creepers.
The what? Creepers in Borderlands, really?
Yeah, there's like a Minecraft section in this caverns. The blocks are actually Minecraft blocks, which you have to punch to get through, and you have to fight them.
Right, okay.
And the splooge out random loot.
I've never heard of this before. And I got Borderlands 2 because someone told me, oh yeah, it was on sale at the time. It's like, oh yeah, I bought Borderlands. I need someone to play with. You absolutely should get it, and we'll play it again.
Yeah,
and I was
you
like,
mentioned
okay.
this, yeah.
And we have never played it. We played like the first half hour of it, and then never since. So
Someone we
I don't
know.
what happened there.
Is it at the bottom of the ocean somewhere where you just deny all knowledge that you ever owned it?
It wasn't. Oh yeah. Well, I'm not denying I own it because I just admitted I owned it. But it wasn't that compelling to me, having played the first one through to completion like twice, and it was just like, this is more of the same. Don't get me wrong, it's a good formula, but I played quite a lot of hours of Borderlands 1, and at that point, it's like, I'm done with Borderlands 1. The whole loot fest thing kind of... it only has a certain lifespan.
It depends on the person, really. Like, me and Jonny like loot-based games, so like
Fair
you
enough.
Diablos.
Torchlight I was the same, because Torchlight
yep.
1... Yeah, Torchlight 1 I played through, finished the final boss, and then after that I was like, oh, I can go back and get more loot, and I was like, but what am I doing this for? I got everything. I killed the final boss. Why do I need more loot?
Yeah,
What's
it was
the
that
point of
point in
this?
the first Torchlight where you complete everything and he's like, there's another cavern that you just keep going.
There was just an infinite cavern, yeah, so it's
Yeah.
like, well, I can keep playing forever and ever and ever. But why? Why am I doing that?
By yourself as well.
Yeah, I was by myself. Did Torchlight 1 even have co-op? It didn't.
No,
did
I don't think it did. Played it on the Expo.
I suppose co-op might add something to it. I haven't actually tried Torchlight 2, but yeah.
It's good
I spent-
Torchlight too.
Yeah, I spent a little while on that one cheating as well. I was like, alright, I've got bored of the game, let's hack in all some
No, again.
super-powered weapons. I don't normally cheat, it's just for some reason
Out
of
I've got
boredom.
those two
Out of
games that I
boredom.
cheat a lot in.
Yeah. This is out of boredom. I'm not just plain right cheat.
It is, yeah, Torchlight, it was just like, I'm bored of the game, how can I make it interesting? What's the best armor in the game? Can I have it?
Can move on to the next game.
Next game? Let me get my notes up. What else have you guys got then? Someone has typed boobs, please, onto our notes.
I think that's just a general suggestion.
Okay.
That's
Request
the game.
for boobs.
That's an official.
You've been playing this week, John?
What have I been playing? All the things. Well, I've said before, I have like gaming ADD. I play so much stuff. I've mentioned
blame
Crypt of the Necrodancer. I played some of that. Obviously, anybody who subscribed to my YouTube channel will know I've been playing Freedom Planet, which is just Sonic with a reskin, honestly. But it's amazing.
It looks cool.
It plays just like the old 16-bit Sonic games. The soundtrack's the
They were
same
the
as the old
best.
16-bit Sonic games. It's just Sonic, but with cutscenes and voice acting and some really insanely epic boss fights. The boss fights are incredible. They're really
You're fighting
freaking
Dr.
tough.
Robotnik or Eggman.
It's not. It's they've added it. Like I say, it's
Egg
from
robot.
what I've been told, it's kind of, it started out as like Sonic fan characters. I gather there's quite a big, weird kind of Sonic fan base on places like DeviantArt that like create their own Sonic characters. And I think these guys started out life as that. It's like someone created 3 or 4 characters, and then the developers were like, yes, we're going to make a Sonic game out of these characters. So it's got its own bad guys, and it's got its own cast. It's not related to Sonic in any way, but when you're playing it, it's just like, this feels exactly like Sonic. And yeah, the boss fights are insane.
What's your favourite Sonic game?
Doesn't the character like fly though, or is it flying?
There is, yeah, the standard character has got like a sort of a hover thing which deals damage when you
tails.
use it. No, not quite. It's just kind of a extra sort of, more like kind of like a bit of a double jump, but not really. It's kind of a hybrid double jump attack thing. Then it also has a spin dash, which makes it really, really Sonic-y. The second character has more sort of melee attacks and can climb walls, which makes her more like Knuckles, I would have said. And then the third character, when you unlock her, can use her big flappy ears to fly, which makes her Tails, to be quite honest.
Cool.
There
I'm
is
just imagining Tails with big ears now.
well, ears, tails, it's functionally similar. I believe there are plans to add 2 more characters to the game, but I think they're kind of new things. The 4th one would be a guy called Torque, who's a weird alien duck creature thing that carries a gun. So it's probably going to be very
Donald Duck,
different.
basically.
Sounds like something from Nuclear Throne.
Could be. And then I don't know who the 5th one might remotely be, to be honest. There is a character which looks kind of like the other characters, but he's a bad guy. But I don't know. I feel like it's just speculation, but it could also be foreshadowing. I think he might turn out to be on the good guys by the end of the game and fight with us or something, but I don't know. And he like attacks by throwing playing cards at people because he's like that.
So he's Gambit from X-Men.
Yes, yeah, he's Gambit.
Reference.
Yep, I could squeeze him in.
It would have been even more of a reference if you sang that at the beginning, the intro.
I forgot how it went, okay.
There's no lyrics to it, so it wouldn't make sense. Unless you Hobbit.
I also played... Actually, I didn't play it this week. I played it last week, but I wanted to talk about it last week, but then we didn't get round to actually recording anything last week. Rex Rocket, which is it's another old school 8-bit kind of job thing.
Looks like Mega Man.
It's kind of like Mega Man. It's also kind of like Mario. It's also kind of like
Metro,
Metroid. Or
So
Castlevania.
a classic Nintendo game, yeah.
It's a mashup of all the classic old school games. Yeah, it's kind of got elements of a lot of stuff in there. And it starts you out with 15 lives, and you get given lives left, right, and centre. It gives you them all the time, but you will lose them even faster. It's
you have to.
hard.
So you're like a clumsy cat, basically.
Yeah, something like that. I died like 3 times in the first room alone, just to the basic green slimes that are on the ship.
Green slimes?
Yeah, there's the whole point of it is there's some weird goopy slimy infestation attacking everything, and yeah, it kind of, they made a mess of me really quickly. Then more tougher enemies appeared and they made even more of a mess of me.
Yeah.
Are you saying there was something strange in the neighbourhood?
I was waiting for the Ghostbusters reference in that.
You're gonna go.
Someone else.
Ghostbusters!
Someone else.
Not
They're
me,
not
I'm running the
together
hell away.
anymore. They quit. Now they're ghosts. Oh well, apart from others.
We're never going to have a Ghostbusters 3, are we?
Are you done with the references?
Yeah.
For the time being, yes. There's going to be
It was in
10
bad
more.
taste because one of them's actually passed.
What?
I didn't do it by name. And an
Anyway.
awkward silence.
Okay, yeah.
Rex Rocket also has an awesome old school soundtrack, and like I said, it's brutally hard, but it is a lot of fun, and I do want to give a shout out to that because I was supposed to review it, and then the footage I did kind of got corrupted, and I ended up not being able to review it. There's another guy I know who is doing like a playthrough of it. I think he's trying to do an entire playthrough, and he said he had to cut down like 2 or 3 hours worth of footage to about 20 minutes just because there was that much footage of him just dying over and over again.
Speedrun it.
So little progress through the game, yeah.
That's the only way you'll be able to fit in a video, just speedrun it.
So he just kept the bits where he didn't die, I guess, but...
It looks like you can propel yourself with your weapon as well to get up to...
You
elevate yourself
yes. If you shoot downwards while you're jumping, you propel yourself up in the air a little bit, which is really tricky to do, to be quite honest.
What,
Is it in the game category now?
Is it
of,
jump and fire the same button? That'd be a bit weird. That would be fun.
Well, it's A to jump and X to shoot on the D-pad, which was kind of a little difficult because it's also kind of Mario-style jumping where the longer you hold the jump down, the higher you jump. So you have to hold A down whilst also mashing X as frantically as you can on the gamepad. It might actually be easier on a keyboard, to be honest, but it just seemed like one of those games that you should play on a gamepad, so I did. I may have handicapped myself there.
Okay, the most important question for retro 2D platformer, does it have a charge button for this shop?
Like I say, it's kind of very Metroidvania. I think you unlock one later. You don't start with one, but I think you unlock one.
Not interested.
It's one of those things where you get lots of upgrades as you go along.
Oh, you get more weapons.
Also played a lot of Final Fantasy Tactics A2 Grimoire of the Rift, because I have been playing that for months and will continue to be. I am 250 missions into the game out of 400. It's a really long game.
Whoa.
It's a really, really long game, but it's a good commuter game. It's good for playing on the bus when you got half an hour back and forth each day.
So what do we consider the best Final Fantasy game?
I've not played enough of them to really make a good judgment call, but I am a big fan of the Tactics Advanced stuff, so yeah, that's my vote.
Yeah, I like Tactics. Cool.
I don't play Tactics, only the Tactics Advanced for me, unfortunately. Also played but never finished 9, I quite enjoyed that.
I enjoyed 9 very much.
10 with its Blitzball game, I just loved Blitzball. As soon as it let you play as in the Blitzball League, I actually forgot about the story for about a few weeks because I just kept looking for better Blitzball players to make my team better.
Right.
No,
They've done
got
the
pretty
HD
good at the
remix
end.
of that, not HD remastered version of 10 and 10.2.
I did think about buying it just for Blitzball, but then I was thinking it's probably a waste.
Yeah. It's Blitzball and the Sphere Grid, that's it.
The Sphere Grid was annoying as fuck, but
it's
the
like,
Blitzball
it's a game within itself.
I'm now thinking of that Scrubs episode where they played Jiggly Ball, but I don't know why.
What? I don't know that one.
Yeah, I remember that one.
But Jiggly Ball? We'll have to play it sometime.
Was that what your uncle called it?
Oh, grim.
Let's have a game of Jiggly Ball.
You have ruined Scrubs for me, sir.
Yeah. I'm like torn between 7 and 8. Final Fantasy.
Those two are usually the big popular ones, aren't they?
Probably the only one I played all the way through 7. 8. The card game, the triple triad game that I had, mini game that I had in that.
There was a card game in 9 as well, wasn't there? When you're talking about sort of entire games
it's
within
a similar sort of game for 9. Yeah, I think it's exactly the same.
It's like this entire CCG within Final Fantasy. And I got really into that one as well.
Yeah, it's really, they should I was thinking they should like recreate that, but with like all video game characters instead of just Final Fantasy ones. You know, like if Mega Man has like a fort, you know, like a higher attack facing right.
Maybe. Well, you like a Super Smash Brothers but card games.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, I probably would have a look at a Final Fantasy CCG, kind of like your Hearthstone or what have you. So if Square Enix were like, let's do Final Fantasy as a card game, I'd be okay with that. That'd be quite cool. They've got plenty of material to work with at this point. They are like Blizzard in that sense.
Yeah.
They could just like do an all-in-one where you can get full versions of every in-game mini-game. Well, you know, these separate ones to the actual game all at once, so you can play the card games, Blitzball, and everything else. Just choose which one you want to play and go into the game.
Final Fantasy minigame collection. Final Fantasy Party.
Get a couple of players playing co-op Blitzball or stuff like that. I'm in mint.
We should be producing this stuff. Square Enix, give us a job. We have all the ideas. Speaking of Hearthstone, I got into that this week.
Yep.
That's quite addicting.
Are you getting? Does it match you? Is the matchmaking any better? Because it used to just match me up with like people that have 5-10 levels higher than me.
Does it actually show you the levels? I've never even noticed that.
Yeah, it shows you when it says like wherever your opponent, and it shows you in the top left during the game what level they are.
Oh, I've never noticed that. I've sort of won about half my games, so I would say it seems to be roughly fair. I mean, there was a phase where I was losing all the matches, and I was just like, "This sucks." this was when everybody else clearly had got all the content from the new Naxxramas expansion, and I hadn't. So everybody just throwing all these like epic cards like my Exner at me, and it's like, "Oh, this card will just destroy you if you attack it." I'm like, "Screw you, my Exner. Screw you." So
like you're bitter
that seems
it's not quite paid to win. It's not paid to win.
It's
in
not.
the
It's
first place.
balanced, but
it's quite balanced. Yeah, you get quite enough gold from the quests.
Yeah.
Thus
If
they
you play every day, you
rotate.
can get a pack each day, yeah.
They give you a pack to start with, don't they?
They do give you a pack right off the bat as well. And they give you plenty of cards just by leveling up your classes, so you got plenty to pick from to begin with each class. So you can do some stuff with it, and then
How
they've
many
given...
legendaries yet?
I have my Exner now, because they gave everyone the Arachnid Wing of Naxxramas for free, so I got the cards from that, so I've got a few interesting undead and
Is that
D&D
limited?
type things.
Limited time.
Not that I'm aware of. It's kind of Blizzard doing their first hits free kind of thing. It's like, oh, come on, try some of this. Oh, it's only £14 for the whole lot. Do you want to try it? It's fun, isn't it? Hey, have some Hearthstone. Go on, it's good stuff.
I'd pay.
It's like, all right, I'll just have a bit of Hearthstone. Just once though. I'll just try a bit. I was like, oh, this is good. I could go for a bit more Hearthstone. Well, it's only £14 for a lot.
Heroin.
It is properly. They're really
yeah.
devious like that.
Falling into the seedy world of
Collectible
dealing.
card games, yes.
Yeah, card games are getting quite popular now. I'm actually happy that that's still
The
the
problem is they're all kind of dominated by Hearthstone. It's like, there are a few others popping up, and most of them are reasonably solid. There's a lot of decent card games out there, and Hearthstone's just popped up and gone, we spent all of our money on the art budget! It's like, it's the flashiest friggin' card game in the world. And everyone's just like, ooh, pretty. I mean,
Magic's got their recent ones just come out 2015,
is that as
which
pretty?
is supposed to be quite it's quite hard to get into, seeing as though you have to even if you want to start playing multiplayer. Well, I haven't played it yet, but I've been watching people play it. You have to spend like 20 minutes just to get multiplayer working.
What? Okay.
You have to do a few campaign missions before you can play against other people.
Fair
Well,
enough,
that's probably their way of saying like tutorials. Learn the game.
I
Learn the
suppose to
game.
be fair,
stupid.
even Hearthstone has 5 matches you got to play against NPCs before you get in, don't you?
Yeah, this is like half an hour's worth.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It's probably, and plus, yeah, they do all the expansions and you have to collect all the cards. Yeah, it's good.
Cool.
I've got some from Android as well. I've got Rage of Barmouth that I've been playing for a bit, and I think that well, I used to have that one that's on the Steam. What's it? Not Steam. Was it Star Realms?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I can't remember what it's called. It's,
Yeah,
yes,
Star
it is Star
Realms.
Realms. Yes. That's kind of a different thing, though, isn't it? Because I watched.
Yeah,
Total
it's a
Biscuits
deck building
do a
game.
review
It's
of it
not.
earlier.
It's not.
It's deck building more than collectible card
Yeah.
game kind of thing. Yeah.
No, that's cool.
It's still cards, but different.
Card games in general, yay!
I mean, I did play a lot of Soulforge at one point, but I don't
Yeah,
know,
I
that
got
just
that
didn't
for
really
Android as well.
go anywhere for me. There was also I did a review at some point of Dusk of Dawn, which actually wasn't bad, but it was very, very early access, and there wasn't a lot to do, and there were only like 3 players on at any given time.
They've got on that. There's a Steam one that's like augmented reality with the cards, so you have to actually collect the cards as well as you can play it like using your camera, your webcam
I have
or
no
something.
idea what you're talking about.
I'm not. I'll have to look it over because it's like
You're
an
gonna have to,
augmented reality Steam game.
I've never heard of an augmented reality Steam game. That's news to me, yeah.
Drakkers.
Sorry?
Drakkers, sorry.
Drakkers.
Yeah, it's from
How'd you spell that?
Drakeiz.
I thought you said Dracula.
Drakers, maybe.
Oh,
Drakers.
Drakkers Confrontation, is it?
Yeah.
All in all caps, because they're shouty like that.
You would need probably a HD camera for that.
Got some gratuitous cleavage shots in the screenshots.
Yep.
And
Cells.
then pictures of people's hands, yeah. And yeah, that's...
I choose
Well, it does
this.
sell, yeah. That's interesting. I presume that's a webcam necessary to play, is it, something then?
Yeah.
If you don't have a webcam, we don't want your kind around here. Get out of here with your non-webcamness.
Go get a PlayStation.
No, that one
One.
slipped under the net. That's been around since May. Huh.
I'm guessing it's not that popular then.
Who knows? Try it and find out. Report back to us. Give us some. Try it, find out, and report back next week.
Yep. That's enough on bloody card games.
Yes. Okay.
That's like a whole week's worth.
Well, my only other thing is WildStar. I've gotten into WildStar. Back into the world of subscription MMOs for me. I thought I'd gotten out of it with World of Warcraft, but no, WildStar sucked me in. So I tried that like back in February as part of the beta, and then I tried it back in like April or May, whenever they did the open beta, and they were both really good those times. I'm still kind of playing through the content I already did, so I'm kind of like, this is fun, but I've already been here.
Was it like a
Can I
level
burn through
cap?
this as fast? Yeah, there was a level cap. I didn't hit it. I got to about level 15 last time around, which is the first 2 major zones, and I've kind of now got to burn through the first 2 major zones entirely again, just to get back to where I was, which is kind of annoying. I picked a different class this time, so at least it's a different experience, but I used to be a spell slinger, which is kind of a gunslinger that casts magic, which is kind of cool. But I don't want to do that again, so now I'm just going with the kind of rogue-like class.
Is there a light side and dark side?
What do you mean? As in good guys and bad guys, alliance and horde kind of thing? There are 2 factions, and it is alright. There are 2 factions, and it is kind of your alliance horde kind of World of Warcraft. Oh, one side's blue, one side's red, but neither side is really good and bad kind of thing. They're both kind of dicks in their own way and slightly misunderstood. I mean, from my side, everyone's portrayed as, yay, we're wonderful and lovely, and those guys are assholes. But I'm willing to bet the other side gets the exact same story. They'll get, oh, these guys are fucking shit up, and they're making a mess of us, and we need to fight back, and yeah. It's probably both sides are evil.
Yep, cool.
So yeah, that's going to be a thing for a while for me, I think. Although I have seen a few people, I mean, it's only been out 2 months now, and I've seen a bunch of people on the forums saying, yeah, I got bored of this game and quit already, so it's like, I don't know how much there is to do at endgame.
Was there a similar sort of subscription with World of Warcraft? Was it exact same, or?
Well, World of Warcraft is just pay every month regardless to give us your money. They're doing the EVE Online kind of subscription method, which is pay for the game up front. It's normally 35 quid. I did a bit of shopping around online. I got it from a key reseller for 25. And then you can buy an £8 a month subscription, or you can buy cred in game. And cred is a 1 month subscription, and you can go onto your character and use that, and it'll say, okay, you've got 30 more days of game time, which is 30 more days to earn enough money in game from questing and what have you to, buy another cred for the next month. So if you've got loads of free time, you can keep playing it for free, but...
Well, how much free time do you need?
I have no idea. I'll find out. I'll report back to you in a month's time.
120 hours.
You've got a reason to come back, folks.
A week. Yeah. Me and Jonny was like Guild Wars. We had a few guys, a few friends played Guild Wars, the first one, for a bit. Yeah.
Then it kind of just fizzled out.
Yeah, fizzled out. That's the one that you just had to play purchase the game, that's it, and it's free.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Did they not do that with the second one as well?
Yeah, they've done that with the second one as well, yeah.
I know they made a second one. I mean, did they use the same model?
Yeah, same model, yeah, for the subscription.
All right.
I imagine it's kind of like FIFA, where they just don't change anything.
Must have changed.
Well, no, it was long enough between the 2 games. They changed enough between it, but...
Yep.
I think they're just trying to be fair, but at the same time, it's like, in the long term, it's not really going to sustain server costs, because you need people to keep paying money.
Yeah, so the whole cosmetic stuff probably worth getting.
Have they got that in there as well?
Yeah.
Selling your microtransactions.
They don't have that in WildStar.
Buy hats. That's a good point. I'm not aware of it, but I could be wrong. But the fact is, with WildStar, every month of game time, whether you bought it in-game from another player or someone else bought it, they've all been paid for. Someone somewhere had to pay for it. If some rich guy who doesn't have much time on his hand but still wants to play the game wants to buy 2 months of game time and sell one to someone who has lots of time on his hands, NCSoft still gets 2 months worth of game time in terms of money to them, but one person paid for both of them and one person bought it in-game with in-game currency. So from NCSoft's perspective, it's functionally exactly the same as having a straight-up subscription model. In fact, probably better, because people are going to buy stuff ahead of time. People are going to pay for their months before they even use them.
Mm. When's that new release for the WoW Warlords of Dread now?
Oh, yes, that's in our news. If we want to move on to news, that was a thing I've got.
All right.
Go
Scroll down. Yeah, it's in these.
Yeah. So let's do some gaming news. World of Warcraft Warlords of Draenor has now been given a release date, which was... can you not click on links? Can we click on links in Google Docs? We can.
Yep.
It was November 13th. Who's looking forward to this?
Haven't they just
Don't
lost
all
like
jump at once.
quite a lot of subscribers as well?
Yeah,
Wow.
that's true.
Well, they've recently announced the subscriber figures, as they do every so often. It's like this quarter it's down like 800,000 from last quarter.
They're all playing Hearthstone.
Probably. Although actually, I did notice when I was playing Hearthstone, it was like, oh, by the way, you've won so many matches. Here, have a free horse in World of Warcraft. I was like, no, you don't get me like that, Blizzard. But good effort.
You turned down your free horse?
I did turn down my free horse.
Oh wow, I'm shocked.
Michael's been defriended.
It's like drug dealing, isn't it? Through Hearthstone, come back to us with the free horse.
Yeah, it really is. It's like
What? What if that was
buy this
Michael?
expansion. Oh, and do you want a horse? Well, it's only going to be £9 a month, and you can have this horse.
Hey, he could have been
Blizzard,
a relative.
no.
You got a mash
You
horse.
refused the horse.
I don't want a £9 a month horse. No.
He'll end up back in rehab if he took the horse.
But Mash Horse is spending many a night in rehab at the moment.
So, Warlords of Draenor. Game's level cap is now 100, and if you buy it now, they'll boost you to level 90, so that's Blizzard giving you that first free hit again.
First hit's always free, man. First hit's always free.
Yeah. My character's left off at level 80, so I could jump 10 levels.
Do you think...
there's only one character, though.
I was thinking that kind of come from drug culture, that the gaming culture is now taking on that thing, saying, come on, the first hit's free.
It's not necessarily gaming culture, it's just Blizzard, I think.
And they run the things that like, we know how this addictive this is, so we have to keep them addicted. Clearly not working for 800,000 though. Need new product.
It's like someone at World of Warcraft is like, we need to hire some financial advisors to give us more monetization strategies, and they've just gone to some ghetto and hired Leroy.
Oh, gee.
Not even Leroy Jenkins. I didn't even make that connection, but
this guy's name's G. He'll do. He sounds like a drug dealer. How do you keep your people interested in your product, sir?
Yeah.
I'll put a cap in your ass.
That's what we'll do. We'll threaten them with violence. That's
Take
going to be
this
the next
horse or
strategy.
I'll punch you in the face.
Take the horse or the horse takes you.
That sounded very sexually threatening.
Takes you downtown.
Horse
escort.
Oh dear. So the expansion takes place in Draenor, which is the home of the Orc and Draenei, which I'm pretty sure was the second. The first expansion was Outland, which I thought was Draenor, so I don't know how that works.
What was that? You missed the
Wibbly-wobbly,
Pandora
timey-wimey,
one.
I think. Sorry?
Missed the Pandora. What was the Panda one?
I don't know. I have no idea where Pandaria was set. It's
The
probably
Panda
Pandaria.
The same place as Kung Fu Panda by the look of it.
Yeah.
Isn't it just the location and the race? That's it.
I don't know anything about Mr. Pandaria, to be honest. I very much stopped paying attention. I didn't really follow much of Cataclysm, to be honest, other than dragon killing everything. Have fun with a dragon. So yeah, I stopped playing during Wrath of the Lich King, or towards the back end of Wrath of the Lich King. So I'm familiar with Outland and Northrend, which is the first and second expansions. And like I said, I thought Outland was Draenor, which is the home of the Orc and the Draenei races. Area split into 7 zones and has new battlegrounds, bosses, dungeons and raids. Level cap of 100. Players can boost one character to 90. And there will be cosmetic upgrades to human females and males, orcs and gnomes, apparently. So there you go. And players will be able to... players can build garrisons. So, player housing!
Hang on, what are the gnomes going to look like?
They're going to look more gnomey.
I hope like the underpants gnomes from South Park. That'd be great with little red hats.
Should start playing Diablo. Forget about World of Warcraft.
Well, we would, but unfortunately you got it stolen or lost it.
We never forget about World of Warcraft or nothing. You've been playing in the first place, apart from John.
Sorry?
You're the only one that's played Wow.
Am I?
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, it's all the same lore as Hearthstone. If you played Hearthstone, you know who's who.
Oh, okay. Oh, they've got an actual physical card game as well, haven't they?
There is actually, yes, there is the actual physical card game as well. I've never met a person who's played that, so it's doing well.
Why have the physical one when you can have...
Well, you can have the virtual one, and we can tempt you back with horses.
Or virtual gaming horse.
What's the Ultimate Evil Edition then for Diablo?
Realise that not accepting that horse means
You were getting ahead of us again, and we've got news to do.
Oh no, I'm just looking at an article.
Alright.
Is that on the list as well?
The Ultimate Evil Edition
new
are new
releases.
releases for this week, yes.
It's like I made the list myself. Alright, okay, next news of...
Next news, Steam changed this week. They made it blue, everyone.
And the icon...
No!
Look at the icon!
The icon
I don't
is,
like the icon. It's too roundy for me.
It's too roundy. They're doing the Steam Universe thing, aren't they? They're making it all shiny and up to date for...
I like the blue,
today's
though.
modern gamer on the go and whatnot.
They've stolen your blue, John.
Stolen my blue.
Yeah.
It's not really...
Well, what's your blue? Your blue's a bit green.
I kind of go for cyan colour with my stuff, yeah.
I'm blue, dabba cheeba to die.
He should have sang that in the intro.
That should have been... Yeah, that was the theme song. Oh, well.
It's too late now. It's done.
It's too late. Missed opportunities. Terrible. So, Steam now has a music player as well, by the way.
Oh yeah, I noticed that.
Have you even seen that? That was tucked away. They never really made much fanfare, and just someone pointed out, it was like, oh, by the way, it's got a music player, and I was like, what? So, yeah, you can now play music through Steam.
It's quite rare though to find a game that has sound, music.
But you can add your music that's in your My Music folder.
Yeah.
You can just scan that, and it works like, well, I was going to say it works like Winamp. It doesn't remotely work like Winamp. It just sod all compared to Winamp, but yeah, it's a minimalistic barely functional music player. It's
just
not going
a
to
skip forward button. That's
it's not
even a play button. It's just like skip forward.
Yeah, I mean it's got the basic functions. It's got shuffle. It's got repeat, and that's about it. You can't search things very well or order things very well in your library. It's basically functional is all I can really describe it as.
Yeah.
But it's there. I will stick to Winamp if I want stuff, to be quite honest. I am one of those guys who likes whipping the llama's ass.
Is that the one that you stream? Winamp? I don't remember. Is it you stream from online like Spotify? Or is it just...
it does have some online streaming capabilities, actually. I don't know that it's widely used. I just use it as a media player, but... In fact, just as a music player, I mean, if I want to use video, it's VLC, but... I don't know. It's always served me well throughout the years, as my music player, and I will stick with it, even though they have stopped supporting it. Thank you, AOL.
Yeah, it's quite... I'll do... Really a music player.
Oh, you can also hide games from your library now, which a lot of people like, because you can hide all those silly games that you wish you didn't buy.
Which you purchased and just lying there.
Is it in the shame pile now?
Shame. Yes, it's basically you can have a shame pile, which means if I go through my life, I haven't actually put anything in my shame pile because it takes a lot to shame me in the world of video games, to be quite honest.
You can completely move things around now and place things wherever you want, or could you do that previous version?
You could. There was some categorization functionality before. Now you can have it in multiple categories, and you can like choose to only display one category. So it's a bit more in depth. You can't just move things around willy nilly. I don't think.
Oh, okay. I thought I could do. I saw someone's profile and like it had like the games in the center.
Oh, if
the
you're talking
news
about
down the bottom.
All right. I was going to say, if you're talking about profiles, yeah, perhaps you can through the whole Steam leveling system, you can pick up some stuff and do that. You can get extra things to add to it and change your profile that way. It's kind of customizable
Half-Life
in
3.
that respect.
Half-Life 3
Yes, you can add Half-Life 3 to your profile. Actually, I mean, given the way Steam does things, that's been done a million times. Just add a non-Steam game, and you just add like Notepad and rename it Half-Life 3, and you just launch Notepad, and it says so and so is playing Half-Life 3, and everyone just loses their shit.
It's like they've got the Source Engine 2. Well, it's implementing, isn't it?
That's news. That's actually last week's news, but let's do that. Let's talk about that. What does that mean? Steam did a update to Dota 2, and all the people who like pouring through game files on update day kind of went, hang on, all of the core files that make the game run have changed, and they've now got 2 on the end of it, and it was like, we think this means that the game is now running on Source Engine 2. Now, Valve never made any, I don't think they've, unless they've completely missed it, I don't recall them ever making any official announcement in that regard. I don't think they ever said, yep, this is a Source 2, but everybody who's in like the modding community and whatnot who likes deaking about with files kind of went, ooh, we think this is Source 2. So
Half-Life 3 confirmed.
Nothing confirmed, unfortunately.
I found it suspicious that after the last 2 updates, it just puts the default game in your library is Half-Life 2. Well, that's what it's been doing for me.
I am.
After what updates? One that's highlighted.
Oh right.
After the update.
Oh right. I haven't got Half-Life 2 installed on mine, so it can't do that for me.
Mm-hmm.
It would have to install that. And
it'll just install.
It will install Half-Life 2 just to taunt me with going, look at Half-Life 2 in your library.
I've never actually played I've only played half of Half-Life 2.
I have only played like half of it as well. I never finished that one.
Yes, I don't get that.
Yeah, I honestly wasn't all that compelling. Sorry. I didn't think it was that great.
Well, compared to the first one. Well, I haven't played it all the way through,
Cue massive flames.
I don't have an opinion on that, so I haven't finished it.
You're gonna get
I
so
tried
much
the first
hate on
one as
Twitter.
well. It doesn't stand up to the test of time, the first one. It's not great by today's standards.
Yeah, but when it did come out.
Oh, perhaps, yeah, if you played the first one when it first came out, but I don't... How many people did do that? I imagine the vast majority of today's games wouldn't have.
Probably like 2 years after it came out.
I wasn't into PC gaming particularly back then. That was what, 1998? I played Unreal Tournament in about 2000 or so.
2004.
But no, the original one in 2000. But that was about all I played on PC at the time. It was like, ooh, Unreal Tournament, this is amazing, this is the best game ever, and I still maintain it is up there. But that was about all I played. That was the extent of my PC gaming. That was how I learned to use a mouse. For the most part.
That's how we learn how to cheat screen.
Use your CIT failed you but gaming never does.
Absolutely. Our IT lessons were awful. I mean, it was very much come up with some sort of project and get on with it. And what me and my mate did at the time was we learned to do 2D animation within Microsoft PowerPoint. That was our GCSE IT.
I had one lesson, then we took an exam.
The stop motion. Yep.
So, we have a petition to add Robin Williams to the next Legend of Zelda game.
I love this.
90,000 people have signed a petition to add Robin Williams to the next Zelda game because Robin Williams was a massive gamer. I didn't know that, but I...
Do you remember him on the Wii adverts with his daughter?
I have seen them this week. Obviously, like I say, what with the unfortunate news this week, obviously there's been a lot going around about Robin Williams, and a lot of that was all this gamer stuff, and I have seen some stuff with him, and I hadn't seen that at the time, but that's kind of cool.
Weren't they looking to add a statue of him also in WoW, if I remember reading that rightly as well?
I've not heard that
Yeah, I've
one.
heard that.
That's
Yeah,
interesting.
they're going to add in, or they're going to try and add a tribute or something to him in World of Warcraft. So.
Did he have some connection to World of Warcraft, or is it just
I
we
used to
like
play
this
it.
guy?
Yeah, he used to
actually play
play it, and there was all those adverts before as well that used. The most famous one was with Mr. T, and I think Robin
remember
Williams
Mr. T
did
one.
one, but I'm not sure about that.
Oh yeah, I remember
okay.
that Mr. T World of Warcraft.
A Night Elf Mohawk.
They added the Night Elf Mohawk grenades to the game because I was playing it when they ran that advert, and you could go back to the starting zone, talk to a vendor, and they would just give you a bag full of grenades, and if you threw it at another player, they would get a Night Elf Mohawk. Which was actually awesome.
It was an awesome advert, to be honest. Again, another way to get you into the game is just put somebody awesome like Mr. T on there.
Blizzard do a lot of good stuff, unfortunately.
All I remember from the advert is him just screaming at you, Night Elf Mohawk, and that was it.
So how do we think Robin Williams will pop up in the Zelda game? Do you think he'll be a specific character, or do you think he'll just
Maybe
be there?
NPC, probably.
And there'll be an NPC that's kind of a reference to him or something, if they do it. I mean, to be fair, this is, as we say, it was a petition. It's not necessarily a confirmation of anything. The news story was 90,000 people have signed this petition. Nintendo have seen the petition. Nintendo have said, we like the idea. They didn't say, we're going to do this. They said, yep, we've seen this petition. That's kind of cool.
It's Nintendo.
Chances are it'll just be
it's
a
going to
reference
take more
rather
convincing than that.
actually anything.
I just
Yeah.
want him in a scene where it's just like Troy McClure in a similar way. It's like, hi, I'm Robin Williams. You remember me from such films as Hook and Aladdin.
And you stole my joke, because I did that before we started.
Hey, if you don't say it on the podcast, it's mine.
Fair enough. Okay.
But no,
So
it-
yeah, if anything appears, it's going to be like a tribute kind of thing. It'll just be a nod of the head to, oh hey, this is Robin Williams. We're not calling it Robin Williams, but it's obviously Robin Williams kind of thing.
There might be a musical number.
Friend like me.
Change Link's face.
Link just bursts into song and starts singing "Never Had a Friend Like Me"
Would you buy that game?
on the ocarina. I would buy that. Yes, I would buy that if they added the entire Aladdin score to Legend of Zelda on the ocarina. I would buy that shit.
Maybe a night.
Indeed. Prince Ali, fabulous he, Ali Ababwa.
Yeah, that's the one that he sings.
Aladdin's such a great home.
It's an amazing film.
It made a better game.
It was an amazing game as well, yes.
Jumping on camels and watching them gob up on people, best thing ever.
We've got to get
Knock
this.
down their pants for some
IRL.
reason.
Weirdly enough, promoted animal violence.
We've got to get this button mash arcade cabinet built again.
We do. That is a project. I need the money.
You have
Some
Aladdin
money,
on
need
it
some
last time.
funding. Sorry?
You have Aladdin on it last time it was built. What games do you
We
play?
must have had Aladdin. I mean, I
Yeah,
can't
we had
remember what we
Aladdin.
had on it, but I can't possibly imagine not having Aladdin on it.
I think the two popular games were Aladdin and Michael Jackson Moonwalker.
Oh god, yes. Oh god, yes.
And people, if you want to play
God.
these games, please send £1 to Poor Gamers.
Hey, if you want to play a game where Michael Jackson's
Johnny's
saving
favourite
children from
game.
FBI agents,
Or you could contribute to my Patreon at patreon.com/buttonmash.
Please give
Shameless
us money.
plug.
We need to make Michael Jackson save kids again.
that pesky FBI.
I've got it sat right next to me. It's such a good game, but it's so dodgy.
Michael Jackson, yeah, oh god.
Pick these children up. Quick, pick them up.
Michael!
Come on.
I did like the art that they incorporated the dance moves as attacks. I mean, that's just amazing.
Who did that laugh?
You could throw your hat at people and it killed them. I just like, that's one killer hat. You know, it's like Odd Job from James Bond.
I just like the chiptune versions of all of his songs, are just amazing.
Making anything 8 or 16-bit generally just sounds cool.
It's the end thing.
We never established if Annie was okay, did we?
We may never know.
Depends how old you are.
Oh dear.
The views by the hosts of this podcast.
Anyway, moving on. We had the 25th anniversary of the Sega Genesis in the United States this week. Which is
Time.
not... the actual anniversary of the console itself, which was actually last October, and it's not the anniversary of it over here on the correct side of the Atlantic, because ours isn't until like August next year, I think.
Yeah,
But for
I
the
think you're
North
right.
American folks, it is the 25th anniversary. So, memories of old consoles, which we've kind of just done, to be fair. We've just gone on a rant about Aladdin and Michael Jackson's Moonwalker.
Well, they weren't. Well, do you remember the Mega Drive? Because I think that was the first time that there was a Sonic game on there, wasn't it?
That was the first console I owned, and Sonic was the first game I ever played. Yes, I remember that shit. Which is why I really like Freedom Planet, to be quite honest.
The
It's
first
just
game I ever
nostalgia
played on the
in my veins.
first game I ever played on the Mega Drive was a game where you were Donald Ducking it to save your nephews from bears.
I don't explicitly remember the bears. I remember a Donald Duck game, yeah.
DuckTales.
God, yeah, the cartoon.
Yeah, I think
There was
DuckTales
also
The game as well.
Yeah, DuckTales was the one with the plane, but there was one before on the Master System, which I think was called the Diamond Dust Heist or something. That game was the most brutally difficult game I think I've ever played to my life,
Yeah,
because
I
you
never
had a
finished that
weapon,
game.
a hammer, but you only had one chance to use it, and then you had to collect a power-up to be able to use it again, making him defenseless.
And I think the bears got like super double power and they just mauled you.
okay. I think what I'm thinking of with Donald Duck was Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck in Castle of Illusion.
That was genius. I love that
That was a
game.
good
Great game.
And
Disney did
co-op
some
as
really
well.
good shit back then. Why are Disney not still making these games?
What was
They
it
made
last-
amazing games back then.
Last one was the paintbrush one, was it? Mickey Mouse.
On the Illusion, all I
Oh, God,
remember
yeah,
was
that thing.
playing co-op with my mate, and I was Mickey and he was always Donald, and we used to just have this thing, because Donald, whenever you had to crawl through something, Donald would get his ass stuck in it, and then you had to go through this little mini thing of pulling Donald Duck out of every single thing you had to crawl through, and it just got really stupid in the end.
No one
I don't
ever,
recall ever finishing that thing. That was a hard game.
No, we managed to complete it. When you got to the level with all the cards and stuff, it got really artistic and amazing. The backgrounds look genius.
Did we start a Kickstarter to get Donald Duck some pants?
He must never have pants. He's freedom.
He just likes to let it all hang out.
Under the thumb.
Oh, I probably shouldn't mention this, but on YouTube I had a little glance around at Walt Disney things, and I came across some banned Disney cartoons, which were quite interesting.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay, this doesn't sound right.
no, just YouTube banned Disney cartoons. There's something quite amazing about Walt Disney explaining how menstruation works.
What?
Clearly,
That
the
sounds
classroom
interesting.
video that never got released.
The show is on YouTube.
Yeah, you can find it on YouTube.
Now, children, we have Walter Disney with a few life lessons to share with you.
That's
The reading,
racism.
yeah.
Also a great
You're doing it wrong.
there's also a very great thing where apparently he did loads of World War II propaganda cartoons, and there's just some great ones where Donald Duck fights Hitler.
Oh, they did loads
Wow.
of them. Yeah, the Germans did the opposite ones as well, which were really funny.
Really?
There's the propaganda stuff from the World War. When it came to cartoons, there was some really funny stuff out there.
Anyone ever seen the German version of Titanic?
I can't say I have seen
Well,
it now.
they all get off the boat very efficiently, and it all turns out fine, and they all get rescued.
No, it's just the British purposely sink the Titanic and leave lots of kids on the boat to die to claim the insurance money. And the film ends with a proud German jumping off a flaming ship with a baby.
Into freezing water.
They both survive, inexplicably.
Luckily for us, it was in the Caribbean, where the waters were much warmer, and it wasn't a problem.
It's just that natural German blood.
It's very efficient and very clean.
No, Disney did do some good games. If you can forgive anything that may have been slightly racist, like Dumbo.
Is this the Crows again?
Hey, watch that crow scene with Dumbo and tell me it's not racist.
Oh right, yeah. I was trying to think which bit was racist. They're all animal. But
I'm gonna have to go look that up because
Isn't there a rule if it's an animal, it's perfectly fine?
animals can't be racist.
Apparently, yeah, according to the world of
apparently
Disney,
robots can be
this is true.
racist, though.
Yeah,
Killing an
this
animal
is
on
kind
the
of
other
touch
hand is
and go.
something that they do often, just at the start of a movie.
In Transformers 2.
Oh god, not Transformers 2.
I haven't seen that.
Do you mean, are you talking about, what's the bot's name?
You're the expert. Your department.
My department?
I've only seen the first one. And bits of the second. Michael Bay, the
Anyone
greatest
seen it?
director on the planet.
Is anyone going to see this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film?
We're going to watch it and then we're just going to cry at the end of it because it's going to be ruined.
Hey, watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze. You can't do much worse than that.
I don't know, have you seen the new Turtles? They're supposed to be like fast, quick, and the ninjas. They look too bulky. It's like if you're going to attempt a backflip, it's going to take about 30 minutes for the rotation to happen.
It looks like they're suffering from a Shrek mouth.
I can't see them fighting swiftly because there's the Ninja Turtle cartoons and the recent CGI animes and stuff are all brilliant. They show very good turtles and stuff, but these new Michael Bay ones look like Transformers, and they're probably going to move like Transformers as well, which is not ninja.
One of them looks
Splinter's
like
just Optimus Prime.
Donnie's wearing glasses as well. I'm wondering if there's going to be a scene where he loses his glasses and it turns into Scooby-Doo, where he's crawling around going, "I can't find my glasses," Velma style.
So the bad guy just gets his mask removed at the end of the film. It was Shredder!
Oh no.
I would have got away with it too if it weren't for you meddling turtles.
one of them looks like Marcus Phoenix.
I think Raphael's meaty as hell. He looks huge.
If you put it side by side, it looks like a character from Gears of War.
I think Marcus is still going to be bigger though.
I think that all pizza diet will have its effect though.
Effect like steroids. Like steroids as toppings.
But Splinter's just putting steroids in the pizza.
As long as they've done Mikey right, he's generally the one I like most with the comedy and stuff. As long as he's funny, that's all.
I think they'll resort to Secret of the Ooze tactics, which were included using sausages and nunchucks and talking their way out of situations.
I hope the talking's not there, but I'd like to see Mikey do like a sausage nunchuck again. That'd be quite funny.
Taking out Shredder with a guitar
or even,
solo.
Like Gopher Chucks, like in what's it film? Oh crap, I can't remember its name now. So Neil, the one we always quote all the time that we were talking about yesterday, that if we watched again we'd probably not enjoy it because we know line for line.
Kung Pao.
Yeah, Kung Pao, that's it. Gopher Chucks. Get two gophers and a
line
piece
for line,
of
but
string.
you can't remember what it's called.
We were talking about it last night, and we were just saying that if we watched
Can
it
get it
again...
confused. There's a lot of films that start with Kung or end with Pao.
Right.
Tend to be high quality.
Yeah. Not like comedy gold.
Anyway, if we could drag this kicking and screaming back into the gaming territory.
Yeah, talking about Marcus Phoenix and...
That was a tenuous connection at best, I feel. This guy kind of looks like some guy that was in a game franchise that they don't make anymore.
Yeah, it's not making it.
They're going back to Unreal Tournament, man.
Gears of War 4 confirmed.
Oh no, really?
No, he's joking.
You sounded
Just
so
like-
overjoyed about that.
That's just like
I
accusations.
told you, Unreal Tournament veteran, I want more Unreal Tournament. And
Yeah, you've got Tribes Ascension for that.
no, Unreal Tournament 4 is confirmed, and it looks awesome. Well,
Yeah.
actually, I haven't seen much of it, but it sounds awesome. So,
Have you
that's gonna be
played
something to look forward
Tribes?
to.
Anyone played Tribes?
I think I tried it briefly at some stage.
It's like Unreal Tournament on crack and heroin, steroids,
Fair enough.
all the above. You move like 100 mile per hour.
That's what I like. Yeah, there's a lot of games that's like, yes, we're like Unreal Tournament because we move really, really fast. And it's like, there was a little bit more to it than running really fast, but okay.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, there's Rack, which I did a preview of a while back, that's a single player game, but actually they do get a lot of old school Unreal, Quake kind of stuff quite good in there.
Yeah, I miss arcade shooters.
So anyway, yes, news. Ubisoft is pledging to take PC more seriously.
Ooh.
Have they not done that before? I'm pretty sure they've done that before.
At least twice, I would have said.
Yeah, they keep saying, yeah, PC, yeah, please keep buying our things. We're not fucking you about and, just giving you crappy ports and shitty DRM and services that don't work. Please buy our stuff. And they're doing it again. Who is surprised?
We will fall into the same trap.
And people will keep buying their shit, yes. If you stop buying their shit, they might actually start making interesting things, because then they'll have to do that to make people buy it.
I don't think Jonny would appreciate that. Assassin's Creed.
Oh, the Assassin's Creed fan, yes. Well, fair enough. I mean, now if there was a little, if the ship combat looked.
Ship combat looks amazing, by the way.
Ship combat in Assassin's Creed Forged didn't look particularly compelling to me. It's like ship combat is one thing that would probably sell me on a game.
No,
like,
I loved that.
Yeah, the ship combat was the best part about the entire game.
It was awesome.
Okay, that makes it more compelling.
The footage I saw, it just looked thoroughly unsatisfying compared to other ship combats.
There's something quite satisfying about having a gunfight with another ship.
Yeah, and then you reeled them in and you swung across and swapped, like the old school swashbucklers, and you were banging to the Assassin's Creed combat. It transferred seamlessly across.
Okay.
Because you have to cripple the ships, and then you can either choose to ransack them and steal some of the crew and that, or you could just blow them out of the water. Great.
Well, there's another game that's just been out recently, which is Victory at Sea, which at first glance actually looked pretty compelling to me. It's like, this is all ship combat. It's just maneuvering ships around and using them to blow each other out the water. And it's like, this looks quite good, but then what I heard about is it's really trivial. It's just like, yes, you have every level. You have a vastly superior army. Blow the enemy out the water. Congratulations, you win next level. It's like, shame. It sounded promising. It really did. That sounded like exactly my kind of thing.
You know that Pixel Piracy?
Sorry? Oh, oh god, Pixel Pirates. I watched the Yogscast play that, and it's like, that's...
It's like it's more like a management.
I was gonna say, look, it looked frustrating as well. Yeah. And I know some people who have played dozens and dozens of hours of it, and they've made hundreds of videos on it, and they're like, oh yeah, it's really great once you get into it. And it's like, how long does it take to get into it? Is kind of the question.
About 10 hours.
Yeah, I ain't got that patience.
I think when you're saying once you get into it, it takes about 4 years.
There is also, I don't know how you pronounce it, Arcade or Archage is a MMO that's currently in alpha. I've seen a few people been playing that lately. That's supposed to have naval combat in it, but I have no idea how good that is. However, I've definitely got one eye on it for the naval combat.
None of these games seem to have in the Navy. There's a soundtrack, really.
I'm sure you can play that over the top if you want.
Probably are Navy games out there. Yeah, I like the artwork of the... I don't know if it's in-game. It's definitely not in-game, it's always...
What's that you're looking at? What, Arcade, is it?
No, yeah, the concept art in that art style. Very...
It did, yeah, it does look really nice, but I've no idea quite... I know so very little about this game, it's like, just... Please send me an alpha invite or something, and I will go and check it out. And I could probably get into it, but at the moment they're asking 37 quid for early access, and it's like, I'm not paying 37 quid just to test your game. It's not happening.
Suspicious. Yeah. Like, give me all your money and run away.
So, but you get a free glider in it. It's like,
Archblade. Gotta play Archblade.
Archblade, a game, a very similar name. Not quite the same thing. More about very scantily clad ladies beating the crap out of each other.
Oh, half skimpily dressed ladies beating the hell out. I'm so even though I'm played.
I played a good bit of it. It's not. I mean, I won't say no to the skimpily dressed ladies. It's very, very easy on the eye, but in terms of gameplay, it's actually pretty compelling. It's got the 7v7 capture point kind of thing going on, which is actually really cool in a brawler as well.
Yeah, I like the brawler
We
concept.
at Button Mash are not sexist.
I just like looking at ladies in bunny suits. That's all.
It's appreciation.
You're gonna make the horse jealous.
Okay.
Anyway, yes. So Ubisoft very much non-news, I'm afraid. Not much to say, unless anyone says, "Yay, this is a good thing," or I think it's surely the only reasonable response to the Ubisoft announcement is prove it. Because they have, in fact, said that in the past, and they've still done a lot of shitty ports and crap. And it's still like, yeah, we're gonna make a good game for consoles, and then we'll spend 5 minutes thinking about PC afterwards.
As is the way.
They'll build their own version of Origin.
Or yes, they'll build their own version of Origin, which I know people who use Origin. I don't even know anyone who uses Uplay. Is that a thing anybody has actually adopted yet?
No.
No. I mean, I have an Origin account. I used it for Titanfall. I used it for SimCity.
I've got an Origin account, but I
It's
can't
seen some
remember.
use, yeah.
Can't remember what game I used. I've got like 4 total games on there.
Yeah. Well,
Mass
they've
Effect?
actually got.
I don't know. I don't even use Mass Effect.
They do give out games for free from time to time, and that's cool. I'm okay with that. It's like, here, have a free game. I was like, okay, sure. That's one way to get people to use your system. That's fine. And then there's nothing ever particularly compelling. I mean, what was I think it was the Peggle in there and Plants vs Zombies.
Peggle,
yeah, played them. Thanks. It was The Sims 2. Was it Sims 2 or was it Sims 3? I think it was 2 because this was, I think, to coincide with the announcement of Sims 4. It's like, hey, everybody, do you remember The Sims? Here, have some free Sims. Oh God, everyone's turning into drug dealers all of a sudden.
Were there a couple of Sims people on top of a horse, by any chance?
I
Not
have
in
the
this
good.
instance.
I have the good heroin when you can have the years old.
The stale heroin has
Yeah.
been sat there for 10 years or however long.
Still heroin.
Still good, it's still good.
Yeah.
I'm not well versed enough in heroin to know whether it has an expiry date, but I imagine most people don't hang on to it long enough to allow that to happen. Just hypothesizing here.
So you can't just imagine a situation where Hoarders just collected like a room of heroin one day.
Hoarders Heroin Edition. Yeah, I've collected all this heroin over the years. So, are you an addict? No, I just like to keep it.
May come in use one day.
Archive it.
You never know when you might need some heroin, but you've got kilos and kilos of this stuff. Yeah, well, it could be important, you know.
I like to
And you've
pretend I'm
never
a
used this?
Colombian
No.
warlord.
Colombian warlord hoarders.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Hoarders Colombia. Excellent. That's a new TV show right there. Let's get that pitched. We also got done the World of Warcraft thing. We've talked about that. Worlds of Draenor release date excites the 6 million or so people still left playing that game. May drag a few people back, I suppose.
You never know.
But I mean, there's I've heard it suggested that Blizzard tend to try and coincide their launches with major games that might be possible competition for them. I think did they do the last expansion to coincide with Guild Wars or something? I think maybe.
Yeah, I think that's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, Guild Wars is out. Here, why don't you play? Pandaria is the latest one, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I was asking.
Yeah,
There's a question mark on the end of that.
I thought Panda was ages ago.
I think it's the latest one.
Yeah,
not certain.
then updated.
And it's like, oh, Guild Wars is out. Why don't you come play with some pandas? So now it's well, I
Who
would
doesn't
have
want to play with a
honestly,
panda?
honestly, I would have thought they would have coincided something to meet Wildstar. To be honest, I'd have thought if anything was going to be competition, it would have been Wildstar. I don't know where the source is on this. I've heard someone say like 3 million copies of Wildstar sold, which is actually pretty good considering that's half of WoW's current subscriber base, which is pretty decent for an MMO in this day and age.
It's only recently come
failed
out
to
as
hit the
well.
1 million mark. So if they've got 3 million, that's cool. But I would have thought Blizzard would have done something to try and counteract that. but apparently not. Apparently they're going to wait 6 months and then I don't know what are they aiming for here. Are they trying to take out Arcade with it or something? It's like, oh, Arcade is a big threat to us. We need to get Draenor out. Also,
how's the Star Wars
sorry?
MMO doing? Nice to the old public.
Yeah,
that
I've not heard
has
much
been a
about
while
that in a
now.
long time. No, I
think
don't
that
think
was-
that one ever
They
particularly
promised
took
that
off.
was-
I think that
for a
was
while,
free.
hasn't it?
No, I can't remember them. Yeah.
I have no idea about that one.
Probably be a
Never
new
tried
Star
it.
Wars game out in 2015 when the film comes out, I would imagine.
Mm.
Probably, yeah. They'll have some sort of way to capitalize
J.J.
on that.
Abrams will be like fucking
It'll be made by Disney.
lens flares, the film.
Well, yeah. Disney owns it. I imagine it would be made by Disney.
I think it'll be like a High School Musical plot where Jar Jar Binks has to enter a dance competition.
Oh my god.
He'll be good at breakdancing, I
You are
reckon.
the only person who could ruin this more than George Lucas.
Hey, if he ever listens to this, he's thinking, yes! And there'll be a musical number.
Oh shit, yeah, that's some ideas.
I am back.
Don't go inspiring George Lucas anymore, good lord.
Me's I got no coordination, but plenty of determination.
You are way too good at coming up with that kind of thing.
Yep.
2015, book the ticket.
Confirmed. Jar Jar
Jar
Binks.
Jar Binks the musical. Jar Jar Binks on ice.
Oh, yeah, ice skating makes it so much better. And you can have like, oh no, Me's are crashing into the stage. Jar Jar, you've crashed into the Emperor.
Oh dear.
Good, good.
Can we retcon in the scene where Jar Jar Binks died?
Oh, he died?
There is like a deleted scene that you can find on YouTube that's
yeah,
Jar Jar
yeah,
Binks
I remember
actually
that.
died.
Is that why it falls down the waterfall?
Yeah, that's the one.
No, there's
It's
too
like,
much
why,
money.
why can that not be canon?
Well, they're not following the canon, are they? They announced that they're just making it up now.
Making it up as they go along.
Well, words to that effect.
That's how the previous versions
We're
are made.
making Star Wars up as we go along. Disney 2014.
Who's Yoda?
Okay. So yes, to go back to Draenor, I don't know, there was a thing I had to... Are they doing a time travel thing with this thing? Has anyone seen the trailer for it?
No.
They did as they normally do, the really big epic cinematic trailer that Blizzard always do, and Blizzard are really good at that shit, and Blizzard
Yeah,
should just
they're
be
always
making
good at it.
movies, god damn it.
Yeah.
They're like Valve in that respect. But yeah, that trailer begins with 35 years ago. I was like, hang on, what? All the events of the trailer take place 35 years ago. I was like, have we got some time travel shit going on in World of Warcraft now?
Yeah, probably.
Is this back to the Draenor or something? I don't know.
That'd
I'd
be
have
like
something for that.
something
It's
to
the
resort.
power of love.
Yeah, basically. The Night Elves are going to get in a DeLorean and go through the Dark Portal, hit 88 miles an hour.
Doing that
Surely
on
you'd just be
horse.
riding on top of a dragon.
Do that on top of Michael.
I think your main question should be, do
Put my
we
sauce.
get hoverboards? We've been waiting for hoverboards for how long now?
Wildstar has hoverboards. They would be very much amiss to not include hoverboards, because they need hoverboards to compete with Wildstar.
What's the Destiny, the hover bike board thing?
I haven't
Oh, you mean the
really
Sparrows?
looked into Destiny too much.
Yeah,
So
it's just Johnny's.
The sparrows look awesome. I never managed to
Alright.
get one while I was in the beta, but I saw a few guys riding around on them. They looked pretty nippy and pretty fun to use.
okay.
Is that an MMO?
When-
I don't even know what kind of game that is. Yeah.
It's Borderlands meets
persistent
Halo.
world thing. Yeah. But it's
that a new genre?
kind of MMO insofar as a persistent world, isn't it?
Yeah, you're always connected, but it doesn't feel like a standard MMO, so there will be people around you, and you can join in and help each other and then go your separate ways. You're never tied to anything. My experience was I was generally felt like I was just playing a single-player game. Then I'd run into a couple of people they'd be coming the other way because they'd be on a different mission. We'd basically team up to do a firefight, and then we'd just carry on separate ways, which worked. It blends seamlessly together as well.
All right, sounds cool. Might have to check that out.
The only thing is about it, it's like the level progression system's like a soft level progression, so you have 20 levels, and then after level 20 it's all about equipment that boosts your stats and stuff, so it's like a combination really. So I don't know whether they're going to ever implement more levels, but for the start it's only up to level 20, and then you just have to try and find better loots. It's all about loots in the end.
It would make sense if they're going down a vaguely MMO kind of path to do it like every other MMO. It's like, oh look, here's more world to explore, and here's an extra 10 levels for you to play with, or whatever.
Yeah, you're going to get loads of planets and stuff, so I don't actually know how big Destiny's going to be because the beta.
Oh, right. I thought it was like a planet. Oh, Jesus.
Well, I think there's multiple in the end. I know on the beta you started just on Earth and stuff, but apparently you could go to the moon as well. I never got up to that point on the beta, but yeah.
Whalers on the moon.
Yeah, that's what I was in my head as well. The way you create your own little firefight teams as well, it sounds mint. So you can team up, like you do on normal co-op, and then you're all together fighting. But again, you're still in a world where other people you can run into and stuff. It seemed pretty cool. I've got the Ultimate Edition on pre-order that's going to cost me a bomb, but you get like a real talking ghost, which is like the little robot thing that accompanies you, and it's actually voiced by Peter Dinklage, which most people know from Game of Thrones. But yeah,
all right.
It does sound like a very compelling reason to buy the game.
That on its own is why I thought, right, I'm paying for the I want that. I want a real talking Peter Dinklage ghost, and that's what you get for the Ultimate Edition, the Ghost Edition.
It's going to be kind of like that thing in the Flintstones where Fred Flintstone had that little alien that appeared by the side of his head.
Oddly enough, it is exactly like that. He pops up now and again to give you some advice, or to help you do something, or to hack something, or open a door. Is a combination of Claptrap and Gazoo.
I'll say the way you described it made it sound like Clippy, actually.
That as well.
Hey, looks like you're trying to shoot an alien. Would you like some help?
The funny thing is, I went around a corner and he just went, "Get your rifle out," and I was like, "What?" He detected the enemies before, so I was like, "Cool warning system," and then they all jumped down and tried to rip my face off.
Right?
Okay.
Like a face off. But you get to be a moon wizard. I picked the warlock class, and it's just
the
like
master of coin.
He's like Master Chief, but he can throw magic spells. It's really strange, but kind of cool at the same time.
I've just got the image of Dumbledore on the moon, laughing maniacally.
A moon wizard, a wizard from the moon.
We're wizards on the moon.
Is there a release date on Destiny yet, or
yes, it's
September
9th.
Ooh, that's quite imminent then. I thought it was further off than that. I didn't
Yeah,
realize
I've got it
so soon.
pre-ordered, but I have to go down again to pay for the full thing early because I'm in Italy when it comes out, which is annoying. And they're going to keep it upstairs for me, and then I just have to go down and pick it up.
Right. Well, it's like a couple of days before my birthday as well, so I might have to have a look.
Definitely worth a pick-up.
Bungie did Halo. They got a pretty good track record of making pretty sweet stuff. So
the beta felt finished, which was really I wasn't expecting the detail and the level of completion for a beta that it had. It felt like they could just release it the next day, but they're doing a lot more coding, a lot more tweaking. So the final game's going to probably be even better.
And they're releasing the Legendary Collection or whatever it is for Halo. Same time.
And the Master Chief.
The Master Chief, yeah.
You get to customize your own mission, so you can take all the best ones that you liked from all the games and put them in a row.
That's not exactly the most compelling feature in the world. I'm not going to pay full game price, just to be able to make a playlist of existing missions in games that I already own.
Yeah.
That's one of the main selling points to put it on. It's like, you like this mission, you can play it in sync.
If it has the original Halo with working multiplayer.
Yeah, they're bringing back the old Red versus Blue from 2 as well, all that kind of multiplayer that everyone loved that they decided to get rid of.
Just 1 and 2. The only game we were mildly good at.
Were they doing anything with 3 in that package or not?
I feel like they're doing it every single one, I think.
It's Halo 1 to 4 all in
1 to 4, no.
Yeah, I know,
5.
but were they changing 3 in any way, or is it just 3 as it was?
It's probably I think it's 3 is just as it was, isn't it? It's only 2 with the remake, updated graphics.
To be honest, I'm not sure. I thought they announced that you could use the Halo 4 engine for all of it, but
All right.
which if they did,
Or maybe they're just the multiplayer maps. Probably what they meant.
Because I got into Halo with Halo 3, and Halo 3 multiplayer is the one I played by a long margin the most of, so I got a soft spot for that one.
Not the dual wielding one, which everyone wants for some reason. Although the maps are good on too. Were they? I can't remember.
yeah, all maps are coming back. They re-announced like they're doing all the fan favorites from like 2 and stuff, and trying to snazzy them up a bit, put them back in.
Most of the popular ones have got remade at some point anyway, haven't they? At this point.
Yeah, well, there's been big announcements about midships, that map, which was that's been all over IGN and stuff, and Ascension.
Sanctuary? No, that's that's Bond.
We're not in Borderlands now.
Yeah.
There was a map called Sanctuary, wasn't there? Somewhere.
Yeah, I think so.
Rings a bell. Well, I thought it was 3, and I can't remember which one, but...
Well, that's what I like. The multiplayer maps are cool. Halo 3. 1 to 3.
Yeah, there's some good stuff in that. Very nice maps.
Yeah, have you guys? They've been circulating the Hideo Kojima Silent Hills, like PT, is it pre teaser? It's like an interactive, like demo for the new Silent Hill game for PS4.
I vaguely heard something about a Silent Hill thing, but I don't know.
Yeah, I was just survival horror games. Like probably the last one I played was the actual Silent Hill 2. That's like the last one that actually scared the shit out of me. And this recent one with the amazing graphics. It's just really terrifying and creepy.
You can't go wrong with a good zombie game, can you?
The thing is, most zombie games aren't actually particularly creepy these days.
It's not like a zombie game. It's more like a
dildo angle.
Yeah, it's more like a ghost.
Yeah.
Ghosty game, spooky ghost.
Yeah, those are the ones where you get one come out and it'd be a really scary moment. Now it's just about hoarding and like trying not to be hoarded by them. And you've seen 50 running at you. It's like, well, it's not that scary.
No one's ever just tried to push the zombie back into the grave.
Yeah, honestly, this one you just need to look at some videos and you will shit your pants. Be natural. Yeah, at first I was like, oh, another survival horror. But this one's pretty good.
Honestly, as a genre, I don't think it's anything I've really done much with. I probably haven't played anything survival horror-y since Eternal Darkness on the GameCube.
Eternal Darkness, that's a brilliant game.
That was a very good game.
What was the? Is that the? What was the camera game on the GameCube? What was it?
The camera game on the GameCube.
A friend used to play it a lot. It was like you take pictures of ghosts, and that's the only way to kill them.
I vaguely remember this game, but I don't tell you what for the life of me what it was called.
I'm trying to think of it. Yeah, it looks really good. Just look at a few videos of it and see what you think.
Anyway, is that news for the week? Anyone got anything noteworthy to add?
I think we're done.
Okay, we've got new releases for the upcoming week in the gaming world. We have, as we mentioned earlier, Diablo 3 Ultimate Evil Edition coming out on the 19th, which is tomorrow, is it? No, Tuesday. It's out on Tuesday. I don't know what's in that, presumably more than the slightly lesser Evil Edition.
Don't you just get the expansions and all that with it, like a game of the year?
I imagine that's what it will be. It'll just be Diablo 3 plus all the stuffs. That's out on Tuesday on 360, PS3, PS4 and Xbox One. We have on Wednesday for the Vita, we have Sword Art Online Hollow Fragment. Honestly, not sure what that is.
And holographic.
I saw that online's a pretty decent like battle anime that's out at the moment. So I've only looked at a few episodes. It's like these guys, they go into an online world to fight and battle and stuff. I don't really know much about it, but apparently it's kind of popular at the moment in the anime world.
It's like that. So it's like that banned Pokemon episode.
Banned Pokemon episode.
Yeah, it's the one with Porygon where they go into like the
What
Pokemon.
called seizures.
Yeah, they're going to the Pokemon system. They're going to the Pokemon
Battling
system.
seizure robots.
Digimon.
Yeah, I need to get into it and have a look more at it. I've only seen like the first few episodes and stuff, but yeah, it seems to be popular at the moment. It's big on people's lists of watching.
Alright. On the 21st, we got Max Gentleman by the Men Who Wear Many Hats, which I like those guys. I met those guys at PAX last year. Those guys are really great.
Were they wearing hats?
They've done some silly things. Yes, they do. They do all wear hats. That is actually their shtick. They all wear hats. And this is a really silly kind of arcadey game about over-the-top Victorian gentlemen mixed with like professional wrestling.
This sounds amazing.
I don't know. It's a really bizarre thing. It's like fighting over hats and beers, and it looks really chaotic. And I'm not quite sure. I'm gonna have to check it out.
I think I might have to check this out. This sounds
And
quite
apparently,
good.
the entire game is inspired by a spam advert for Gentleman's Enhancement Supplements. So
Pele in
yeah.
it.
Sorry.
There's Pele in it.
Pele. Is
On the
Batista in it?
22nd
Choosing to ignore that.
a reference I completely lost on me. So
I
I was
remember the
like,
fact that Pele, the soccer player, used to advertise Viagra.
I
Yeah, I remember.
don't follow. No, I don't follow soccer. And if I'd seen someone advertising Viagra, I would not have known he was a soccer player. And I'm not familiar with this now.
All right, then I take back
YouTube.
my criticism. Check it out on YouTube. Hilarious.
Okay, will do. So on the 22nd, we have Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare for PS3 and PS4. I'm not sure if that's already out on other formats, is it?
Yeah, it's out on 360 and I believe Xbox One.
Alright. It's that's just one of those games that I still can't believe that exists. It just sounds like someone taking the piss.
Well, it
really does.
what they've done is, the Dungeon Defenders formula. They've basically applied it
it's
to
like that,
Plants
yeah.
vs Zombies. So
Alright,
you
I
pick
thought it was
you
a-
pick a type of plant, which is like a sniper plant, a machine gun plant, blah blah blah, and you just have to like set up your defenses, and then you get to roam around shooting and fighting as well as keeping the defenses going. Exactly the same as Dungeon Defenders.
It genuinely just sounded like a massive piss take of Modern Warfare.
I think that's what they've gone for, because
From the title.
the advert for it was pretty funny actually, where they were just doing like the epic type of explosions and deaths and stuff that you'd find in those kind of COD games and stuff, and just but with plants and zombies, it just looked more funny.
Right, okay. Also on the 22nd, we have Tales of Exilia 2 for fans of the Tales series.
No.
I used to play a lot years back. Can't say I've really kept much of an eye on it since then. Every time Tales games come out, everyone's like, "Oh yeah, it's actually really good." I still haven't,
What's that
checked it out
other
or
one?
anything.
Vesperium. Tales of.
Vesperia. Oh, Vesperia was what was that one on? Oh, that was the one that was on 360. Yes, I played that one. That was okay, not great.
That was such conviction.
I know. Well, yeah, I played Tales of Symphonia through dozens of times. It had like 8 different endings for the 8 different characters you could become best friends forever with in the game. In fact, 9, in fact, different endings, or maybe even 10 if you didn't become friends with any of them. I think it was. So it was a ridiculous amount of content in there for what it was. And you could play through it over and over and again, and I did. And it had a great winding story that had so many twists and turns in it. And then Vesperia was just so underwhelming in terms of story. It just did exactly what you expected it to do. It's like, oh, heroes must go out and save the world and defeat the big bad. And all the way I was like, okay, there's going to be some big twist any moment. Any moment there's going to be a big twist. And I was like, okay, we're going to fight the big bad. And I was like, this must be it. Twist's coming. This is like, we're only like halfway through the game here. The twist is coming. This is it. This is going to be completely subverted and turned on its head. And there's going to be an entire second half of the game after this. It was like, congratulations, you've defeated the big bad. End of game. And I'm like, where was the rest of it?
What exactly did you think the twist was going to be?
I don't know, but the first one had like other dimensions. Well,
Sixth
not the
Sense
first
twist.
one, but Symphonia had other dimensions and shit. When you got to the end of the first one, it was like, psych, that wasn't a boss. We're going to send you to an entirely other world to play through now. And then when you got to the end of that, it was like, now you're going to have a dimensional travel thing where you can flip back and forth between the worlds pretty much at will to go and do different quests back and forth between it. And it was fucking awesome. And then Vesperia was just like, fight the big bad, kill the big bad, big bad's dead, thanks for playing. It's just so underwhelming.
So John recommends that game.
It
for
was
everybody.
all a dream. And they were
I
dead.
can recommend Symphonia heartily.
So you wanted like a Dallas ending
Vesperia.
where you were just in the shower.
I wanted something.
You just
The shower would have at least been a twist.
mildly dozed off at work.
It would have been a twist. I would have been okay. It would have been something. Give me something. Also a game I've never heard of, but was on the list of games coming out this week for PC is a game called Taxi! Exclamation mark.
That Taxi, the game on GameCube. Taxi Driver.
I don't know if it could be like a sequel to Taxi Driver or something. I don't know. It's-
Horrible.
Oh, there is. Oh, it is here on Steam, in fact. So that could might be able to have a look at this. Taxi, not spelled with the exclamation mark on Steam. It's just Taxi. Oh, it's Taxi Simulator.
Oh,
Oh
cool.
wow, that sounds fantastic.
These more simulator
in
games.
Some really, sort of cartoony indie style graphics.
Oh,
It's
Fatal
kind of-
Frame. That's
It's not
that's that
simulator, really.
That's that camera game.
Sorry,
The camera
was
ghost
it?
camera game for the GameCube. Fatal Frame.
what was it called?
Fatal
Fatal
Frame, known as Project Zero in Europe.
The name rings a bell. I wouldn't have known it was a camera game.
Did the ghost camera game? Oh, I don't know how to explain it. Survival horror.
I am watching this trailer for Taxi, and it's the frame rate of the trailer is choppy,
I've got to
which
watch
is
this now.
not boding well.
So we're not recommending this one.
The trailer's running at like 10 frames per second. What the hell?
And that may be the game.
Wow.
Who needs 60 FPS when you've got like
It doesn't look especially compelling. It's like Taxi Driver, but without the fun. It's like, this is Taxi, but
Oh my
you're
God.
going to drive around at
It's like
sensible
that bus-
speed, follow the laws of the road, and let people get in the taxi and then drive at a sensible speed to their destination.
oh my
like-
god, it's the complete opposite of Taxi Driver.
It is, isn't it? So that's out. I don't know how much that's going to mean. There's no price on it yet. But PC, Mac, Android, iOS.
Why does it look like
about
it's the same game engine for GTA 3?
Yeah. So that's what MCV actually had to say on new releases this week. We on the PC platform recognise that there are far more titles than that in the world, and Steam alone will have access. Top of the list actually says Vector Thrust, but doesn't have a release date. A Taxi also doesn't actually have the release date on there. You have Neon Excesses, which I have actually tried, and I should perhaps maybe do a video on. That's a sort of spaceshipy first-person shooter thing, which claims to be open world, and it's got this weird sort of meta overarching plot about good and evil in the world of AI and computery and stuff, and it's a bit high concept, I guess. I can't say I was super impressed by it. It's probably a niche appeal kind of thing. Centris. Oh lord, is this what I think it is? Is Centris what I think it is?
What do you think it is, Jonathan?
It is the thing I think it is. I had a chance to play this. This was part of the Indie Mini booth, as part of the Indie Mega booth at PAX this year.
Was it under a
And
different
this
name?
is Sorry?
Was it under a different name? Or...
No, it was called Centris. It just didn't. The name wouldn't have stuck with me. It's a music game which gives you like rows of circles and lots of coloured segments to the circles, and it rotates round, and you have to match the colours up to things. And it
That sounds like Trivial Pursuit.
well, no, there's no trivia in it. It's just weird. But I don't know. Playing it didn't seem like there was much of a way to lose. You just keep mashing buttons until you win. You just keep pressing A over and over and over and over again, and eventually you win. And I watched a bunch of people playing it. I tried playing it myself, and every single person's reaction to playing it is, "What the fuck is this?" Nobody got that. Everybody was like, So what am I playing? What's the objective? What am I doing here? If I keep mashing A, eventually I win, but what am I doing? I don't actually know what I'm doing. It's really weird.
Table flipping simulator. That's what we need. I'd rather play that.
So this is early access.
Objective.
So if you want to get in on weird circular color patterns music game, that's there. There is Darkwind War on Wheels, free to play, which is multiplayer online simultaneous turn-based game of vehicular combat in a post-apocalyptic world. That doesn't look. This one has got a really crummy trailer as well. Is this my computer chugging? With just trying to run trailers or something?
It's mumble too intensive.
I don't know.
Chat client.
No, I think it's got this. I think it's got some weird kind of mechanic where you're driving cars around, but you can like stop time and then plan like a trajectory or something, and like control your cars bit by bit.
Mm.
This is weird. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. That's a weird, unique kind of stop time turn-based thing. It's like, I think it's like they did a racing game but realized they hadn't optimized the engine well enough to be able to do it in real time, so they're like, let's do it turn-based, is what it feels like. It's like, our game can't run sensibly if we do it in real time. Let's make it so it stops every 2 seconds and then calculates the next physics movement.
Yep.
Very unusual. We have Commando Jack on the 22nd. Commando Jack is a tower defense game. Hooray!
Another tower defense. Yeah.
That
Sanctum 2's
looks...
free this week.
Sorry?
This weekend. Sanctum 2.
Oh, Sanctum 2 is, yes, free weekend, but by the time this goes
probably
live,
not.
that will long since be over.
Is that sort of pound, like £1.50? How much is that in dollars? But
This is going to be old news by the time we get around to it.
It's quite cheap at the minute as well.
Also, it's one of those games that's been in bundles and shit in the past, so most people should hopefully own it by now. I would have thought. It's not a bad game. If you want a bit of co-op tower defense fun, sure, it's great.
Awesome.
But I think most people are bored of tower defense these days. Yeah. It's a genre that's been really overplayed in the last 3 or 4 years.
Garden Warfare.
Is that tower defense? I suppose it's sort of a pseudo tower defense kind of thing, isn't it? If it's like your Dungeon Defenders. So Commando Jack appears to be, you can sit inside one turret and shoot things whilst doing some other tower defense stuff, I guess. It's just trying to put a new twist on it, and it also looks kind of like it's a mobile port, just judging by the interface. Pinball FX2, The Walking Dead table. So DLC for pinball fans. And that's that for this week. In fact, actually, Pinball FX is next week anyway. I've got a little ahead of myself, but that is this week's launches. Is what's gaming this week.
Very interesting. I'm going to play one of.
I'm sure there was more than that on the list earlier. What do I miss?
Someone be delete them.
Tell you what, I've actually started on page 2 of that list. That's why there's less stuff. Yes, there's things I remember from earlier. Yeah, I've got another 10 things to do. We've got Amazing Princess Sarah, which is out on the 18th, which is tomorrow. That is by Haruneko Games, who made Akane Kunoichi, which I did a review of a while back, which was a fairly solid little platformer, and this looks like a very similar kind of thing, another kind of platformer, 2D, simple art style kind of thing. But for some reason, it is a one-man team. For whatever reason, he decides that he's going to go for the ridiculous cleavage shots for all of his marketing stuff.
Cool.
Well, that's how you get people in.
So you've got this tiny 16-bit character that's jumping around in a 16-bit kind of pixel art kind of style worlds thing. I don't know if it is. It might just be the low-res screenshot I've got here, but it's a very low-res thing, 2D platformer kind of thing. And then on the box cover, you've got this really sort of elaborate artistic picture of some woman lunging towards the camera.
You sure it's not like a
really low-cut top?
Indie game for the 360?
Sorry?
You sure it's not an indie game for the Xbox 360?
It actually, the other one was on the indie games on the 360, yeah. It was in the indie game store.
That's
this
what
one
the majority
as well.
of the indie games of the 360 are, just like
tits.
front cover.
Yeah.
Blocky.
Here's some
Two
tits,
red
buy our
and
stuff.
one tits on the in-game fight.
Yeah.
Misdirection.
So, yes. This one features smooth action at 60 frames per second. That's ridiculous. I always think that's ridiculous when games advertisers, yes, we have 60 frames per second. And I was like, surely that depends on your computer. Most games can be run at 60 frames per second if you throw enough firepower at it, you know. But if you have a really shitty old computer, it's not going to do that. How can that be a selling point? The only way it wouldn't run at 60 frames per second ever is if the game was like hard locked to 30. Like, I think one of the Need for Speed games recently did that.
Need for Speed.
Anyway, yeah, because again,
Hop is
to quote Total Biscuit stuff, watching his video, he did that. He was like, I found a way to unlock it. I can play this game at 60 frames per second, and the game just ran at double speed. It's like the game's physics were hard locked to the frame rate. So if you made the game run at 60, the game ran at double speed. So he's just driving around the courses twice as fast.
Yeah.
Which is just insane and uncontrollable.
Right, okay. We seem to have lost Jonathan.
Oh, we lost Jonny. Okay. Well, we'll carry on regardless.
Yes,
That was...
sorry, he's just lost connection. Yeah, he'll be back.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah. Yes.
We have Detective Grimoire, which, I don't know, sounds like point and click. This is by Armour Games. I had no idea they were publishing stuff on Steam. That's kind of cool. Top line review, Detective Grimoire is a better detective game than L.A. Noire.
That's a
Interesting
bold
claim.
statement.
Well, L.A. Noire wasn't an amazing game, but, you know, it was decent detective-y, I suppose.
I've heard good things about that game, but very wrong. Let's say multiple choice. Hello, Noah. Did you do this? No. Are you sure?
Well, I don't think I ever
Maybe.
figured it out until after I finished the game and other people said, but apparently the easy way to beat L.A. Noire every time when it came to like interviews and stuff was to threaten them, because if you threatened them during an interview, was it threaten them? Or accuse them of lying, I think. Yeah, if you accused them of lying, you could back out of that one. If you went, oh, you're lying, you've been lying to me. If they had been lying, they would be like, oh shit, you got me.
Like
if they hadn't been lying,
yeah.
if they hadn't been lying, you could go, oh, sorry, my mistake. No, let's go pick one of the other options. But if you picked one of the other options, if you just immediately like accused them or something, they'd just be like, fuck you. I ain't saying anything. You fucked up this interview.
Oh shit.
You lose detective points.
I love the motion. Those faces. Extremely detailed faces. Again.
Yeah, I mean, also what I've heard other people say is that obviously it was supposed to be, oh, you can tell if they're lying, you can look at their faces,
like
but
some uncanny
they're
valley
actors.
kind of faces.
They're always lying.
Yeah.
That's what they do. It's their job to lie. So yeah, there's that as well. That I think is point and click with a bit of puzzly stuff in it. Anyway, Detective Grimoire. Project Cyber, more free-to-play goodness. Those are coming in thick and fast.
These are all releases.
These are all releases this week. That's what I'm saying.
Whoa.
PC platform is crazy for stuff, whereas everything else is like, oh yeah, there's like 2 games. Project Cyber. Why has it got a trailer for Tiny Brains on it? Because I've seen Tiny Brains and they look quite fun, but is this like a sequel to or expansion for Tiny Brains? I'm not sure.
I've heard of it, but
I'm not sure.
That's
I am
about
not
it.
sure what this is. Also, early access game. What the developers have to say. Open quote, end quote.
okay.
Yep.
Oop.
That is the entire developer's quote on their early access game. This is why we should be buying their product early, or not, or whatever.
Did they just put a picture of someone shrugging?
There's not even that. There's just nothing.
That's the mystery. That's why you buy it.
oh, there we go. Okay.
Now your mind runs rampant going, well, I wonder what it's like.
The Daily Dot called it the best new esport at PAX East.
Oh, there you go.
So, we know it's an esport, even though it's still in early access. I don't. There's to actually get established as an esport is quite a lot of work and quite a lot of success and publicity. I think it's got a little ways to go yet. Calling it a bit soon in that regard. I have no idea what this is. Although I saw something at the bottom. You can get a free Steam key for that if you go to spearheadgames.ca/cyber, and you can get a free Steam key for it. So go do that. You can find out what it is that way, I guess.
Let us know.
Although it's free to play, why would you need a free Steam key if it's free to play? What the hell?
That's probably the only way to get access to it.
Maybe if you get the Steam key, they'll give you a free digital horse.
No, if they
play
give you
the
the free Steam key and then they charge you for the horse.
That's how they get you.
That's how they get you. There is DLC for DCS FW 190. What is it? DCS. Oh, DCS World appears to be a flight simulator. It's a plane for a flight simulator.
Oh.
So you
We
get
have,
one
and we
plane.
briefly mentioned this before we started. Chess 2, the sequel.
I think that's everyone's game that everyone's going to get.
I'm
Described
convinced
as more
now.
like chess than chess.
Yeah, I'm convinced.
Wow. There's never been a checkers game, has there?
I'm sure that must have
Oh,
Or a
but-
dominoes game.
You just use the chess pieces for checkers.
This has customizable pieces.
Ooh.
And
Oh.
I
I
don't know, it
There's
doesn't
the
seem like they've done-
penis-shaped pieces again.
oh god, Steam Workshop support, good lord. Just make all the pieces various different sizes of penis. In fact, you won't have pieces anymore, you'll just have penises. Move your
Penises, yeah.
penises.
Move your penis.
Oops.
Penis to penis 5. Penis to penis 4.
Well, some cultures consider a piece a penis.
Pizza penis.
And now the word has lost all meaning. Penis, 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 penis.
Pizza.
This is now the Penis Podcast.
Welcome to the Penis Cast.
Well, there probably is one out
We're
there.
talking for 2 hours every week about penises.
I bet
Sponsored.
there already is one out there.
We're sponsored. Our spokesman is Pele.
Right.
Peely.
There are six chess armies to choose from, each with their own abilities.
Wait, what?
What?
How can a
And
chess
you
army
take
have
that,
abilities?
yes? An old classic?
Classic army is the original army, the only army that has a queen.
Ah,
You can have the two kings, have two warrior kings with a powerful attack and an extra move.
Oh,
oh,
wow.
wow.
The empowered army, bishops, knights, and rooks gain each other's movement
backstory.
powers when adjacent to each other. Animals are a wild mix of atypical attacks that are difficult to defend against. Nemesis is a focused attack on the enemy king for those who prefer checkmates. And Reaper is a haunted army with teleportation and immortality. The fuck is this?
Well, they've made chess sound interesting.
Yes, it's chess, but we've added teleportation and immortality to it. How does that work? No, you can't take my piece.
it's
My
like
piece is
shogi.
immortal.
You reuse the piece, maybe.
Maybe? I don't know.
Maybe it's
You
like
take-
Doctor.
you-
Maybe
you
it's like
take-
Doctor Who, and
you
the
know, you
piece
take it.
regenerates.
Choose your army.
This is the 9th king.
Oh.
Checkmate. Ah, but my king regenerates. This is the 10th king.
Du-du-du.
Is it playing a bass tune? Funky bass tune.
So this is the future of chess. I've seen it.
Modern
More
form of
free to
chess.
play. We have Dizzle.
Dizzle.
Dizzel. It's an action shooter with cover mechanics and intense gunplay and melee action. Gruesome executions on downed enemies. You can play with unique game modes in featuring robots and ninjas. And lots of weapons, armor, characters, and more. So
Yeah.
that literally sounds generic as fuck.
So
I've never heard anything more generic sounding.
they'd have gone with shark ninjas. That would have piqued my interest. But
Hey, yeah, throw some sharks in there. You got a sail, mate. But yeah,
Have you seen that film Into the Storm that's coming out? Basically, it's Sharknado without the sharks.
what?
that's just a tornado, isn't
So
it?
it's just NATO.
Yeah, exactly. The film. It's like 10 years too late. Should have come straight after Twister with that. What's that guy's name?
Oh god, yeah, I remember Twister.
That funny Brit that was in all 90s films like Probably done Men in Tights and Hot Shots.
Oh, I don't know. I should know Robin Hood Men in Tights, but I don't.
We're men
That was a
in
good film, damn
tights.
We're men in tights.
All I can think,
Roam around the forest getting in fights.
all I can think about is Kevin Costner now.
Carrie
Yeah, that game looked
Ells.
really boring.
Ells. Carrie Ells. In Spaceballs as well. No. Tangent.
We have The Escapists, which, if I'm going to be completely honest, I'm going to gloss over because it's Team 17.
Okie dokie.
The salt.
They burned that
salt,
bridge.
The salt. Too much salt.
They burned that bridge.
We'll
guys.
save the.
Why did
Team
you even mention
17.
them?
I shouldn't have even done that. I should have just ignored that the game existed.
You should've got
Next
this-
up, we have
this
something
shit
much
game
better
that-
than anything Team 17 would come up with, which is Hatterful Boyfriend. Hatterful Boyfriend is out this week. I'm gonna have to play this game. I need to play this game. It's so stupid. If people are not familiar with that, this is a visual novel dating simulator about pigeons.
Yep.
You are accepted as the only human student at the prestigious Saint Pigeonations Institute, a school for talented birds, and you must go through the game meeting various birds and woo the birds.
Not to be confused with people with the pigeon chest syndrome, whatever it is.
What?
Yeah,
That's a condition that you get like your
Pigeon
chest, your
chest
chest
syndrome.
like is like your ribs like deformed outwards or something. What was it called?
Don't know that one. Okay.
Pigeon chest syndrome.
you think some
It's,
bloke
very
that walked in?
insensitive.
I think it's just some bloke that just walked into a school misunderstanding the term birds and thought he was a bit cockney.
It was just a cook.
I'm going to meet me a bird tonight. Oh wait, it's actually a bird.
Tweet.
So that will be... Oh, there's a collector's edition. What on earth does a collector's edition have in it? Please, I need to
An
know.
actual pigeon.
It comes with real pigeon. Yes.
Yes.
The pigeon like
Do want
sellotape to the game.
Buff toy, real, half dead, full dead.
It's like a really bad Happy Meal.
The Hatterful Boyfriend Summer of Dove Collector's Edition also includes the original Hatterful Boyfriend digital soundtrack, exclusive new comic from the developer, exclusive wallpapers, and the St. Pigeonations Yearbook Class of 2014.
Okay.
It sounds
that'd be-
worthwhile, yeah.
Oh, it sounds incredible. I think this is a remastering of a game that's been around for a while. They've kind of done it up for a Steam release, and it's they've gone the complete taking the piss route. To be honest, if you look on the Steam page, it's got features 1080p pigeons and 60 flaps per minute. It's all a bit over the top. So that's amazing. That's an absolute must buy, I think. Game of the year, calling it now.
Go away, stupid vessel advert.
We have Grim Legends, The Forsaken Bride, which is an enchanting world of legends and magic where your destiny was written in blood and whispers of true love. I'm pretty sure this is a hidden object game.
Yeah, sounds it.
It looks very hidden objecty. Find and use these items. Yep, hidden object game.
Yeah, that's
Into
the
that kind of
giveaway.
thing, great. If you're not, well, you're not going to play it.
Yep.
It's a niche unto itself. For some reason, there does seem to be quite a lot of them out there, and I won't lie, they're diverting for an hour or so, but I don't quite get why anyone would obsess over them, but there you go, different strokes for different folks. Shadowgate,
Now
on
the
the 21st
world
of
don't
August.
move to the beat of just one drum.
Yep. Nearly 30 years after the original version haunted Mac and NES gamers, the original development team behind that timeless classic is back with a full reimagining of the original Shadowgate. So, remastered game. Of something I'm not familiar with, so...
Never mind.
It looks point and clicky. It's got a bunch of verbs at the top of the screen. So you click on a verb and then presumably click on an object and it does a thing. So, Yep, old school point and click with some, to be fair, quite nice graphics. Actually, they've done some. They've just got some talented artists to do some really gorgeous scenery for it by the looks of things, and I guess if you liked it, you can play it again with some gorgeous scenery. That's pretty cool.
Cool.
But it's not something I'm familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
That should hopefully now actually round up the game launches for this week. That should be a little bit more thorough than the first run.
Yeah, well, this is the first week.
What was the first run?
Well, I got through like one page of Steam releases, and then I was like, oh shit, I accidentally started on page 2, so I went back and did the first 10 that were on the list, which was the last 10 we've just been through. Or 9 if you don't count the escapists.
We'll get better.
There's a lot of games on Steam, what can I say? Thanks, Steam.
I mean, you can't say they're not catering to their audience.
Team.
Well, yep, they are producing games for people who want to buy games. They are doing their job.
Round of applause for Steam.
Congratulations, you are doing your job.
Paper.
Do you want a medal?
Right,
That's
shall
fine.
we wrap this
Anyway,
up?
I think that'll probably be a good point to wrap things up. So we have talked all we can talk, and we have run quite a bit over where we'd anticipated doing this. We are coming up on the 2.5 hours mark at this point, which is way longer than we'd anticipated, and probably explains why Jonny bailed on us.
Yep.
Who can blame him? Who would want to hang around with us
There's
for 2
connection
hours?
issues. He says not coming back.
Oh, fair enough.
Finishing, so
well,
it's a bit pointless now.
Johnny
Well, we
says
do
bye.
thank people who have stuck around to listen to us for 2 and some hours, and we'll be doing this on a regular basis. So if you want to come back, please do subscribe to at this stage. We're actually not sure what formats this is going to be going out on. It will be going out on YouTube. We're probably going to have some other sources for it, but links will be in the descriptions of wherever it ends up, definitely in the YouTube description. Please subscribe to all those things. If you want to follow Button Mash news for the things that we do outside of making a podcast, please follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/buttonmash. On Twitter, we are button_mash_UK, because that's convenient, right? And if you want to listen to me personally do a lot more video gaming content, I do video gaming content on a daily basis at youtube.com/buttonmashempire, just to further confuse the matter.
I got bum mash in it. It's okay.
They've all got button mash in it, that's the thing. The problem is it's not a terribly unique name, so other people got to them first in most instances.
Just Google bottom mash. You generally tend to be alright, I would have thought.
No, you'd be surprised. Have you not tried that lately?
Not lately, no.
There is, and this is a story I've told a million times to a million people, but there is a character in the My Little Pony series called Button Mash.
Oh, yes, of course.
Yeah.
Should-
We predate that character by a good 2 years. Problem is, they're considerably more famous than us.
disregard my...
They've got a really big, weird, kind of 18 to 30-year-old male fan base that really obsesses over it for some strange reason.
30-year-old.
All of a sudden, it's bronies. You're familiar with bronies, yeah? It's adult males who are really into My Little Pony for some bizarre reason. And
Like unicorns. So majestic.
and there are a lot of people who like Button Mash the Pony.
yeah. And the
Disregard my comment about Googling button mash then.
You can find us. We are on the first page of Google,
Rainbow.
but we kind of fall some way behind various ponies, unfortunately.
Avoid the ponies.
should rename some of the stuff to bum mash ponies.
Just without saying, we just embrace the ponies.
Embrace.
We can't fight them. We might as well just,
Join them.
become a My Little Pony fan club.
Mash horse is now a button mash pony.
Do it. I'm going. If you look up Button Mash the Pony, it's got one of those coloured hats with the spinning propeller blades on top. I'm going to buy you one of that, and I'm going to glue it to your horse mount.
I will never speak to you again. I'm glad you didn't get that digital horse. I've had a life of cruelty.
It's still there. I still have the offer standing. I can always pick it up anytime I want to spend £9 on a subscription fee again.
Just to spite me.
The horse offer stands. Anyway, I think that's a good point to draw a conclusion. So, thank you for anyone who has stayed with us this far.
We appreciate it.
We shall be doing this again next week.
Yeah, sure.
I have been John. I have been accompanied by, this week, Michael and Suneil, and earlier we had Jonny.
Pleasure, thank you.
and we may have different people on different weeks. We are a slightly larger organisation than 4, so we're going to probably try and have 4 guests on each week, but the people may vary. Myself and Michael will be around most weeks.
Yeah, sorry about
other
that.
People, indeed, other people will vary as and when we require them. But that'll do it for now. So thank you for bearing with us.
Thank you very much.
We'll see you next week.
Deal.